This is gonna be cool.
The topics and opinions expressed on the Dudes and Beer podcast are intended for an audience of 18 and up and are solely those of the host and guests. They neither reflect the opinions or values of either the sponsors of Dudes and Beer or your mother. I mean, seriously. Have you ever heard these guys? They'll talk about anything.
Whoa, hey, you think they're gonna show it? They'll probably just blur it out. Whoa, check it out, Beavis.
Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Solving the world's problems 12 ounces at a time. It's Dudes and Beer. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 90 of Dudes and Beer. I am Chris Jordan, your host. With me, as always, is the stalwart, Stephen Bishop. I use that word so honorably, stalwart.
What?
I was once called the stalwart because I was there all the time, no matter what.
All right, I'm going to assume that's a good thing, though.
With us this evening, as we talk about this deep topic tonight, is Confucius Jones as well as Amora Denali, and soon to join us will be Aaron Fresh Knight as well. Confucius and Aaron are the hosts of hashtag The Breaks on KUTX 98.9 here locally in Austin, Saturday nights from 11 to 1 a.m. Check them out. They have a great take on modern hip-hop, new hip-hop, things that are coming out locally, stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic. And we'll get into that a little bit before we start up and stuff. Yeah. Let them talk about it and everything else now that they're a month or so into the show. But when we come back from this message from our sponsor, we are actually going to be getting into the opiate situation in America. For years now, we have had this situation where opiates are amongst rampant use, but literally here lately there have been like 20 kids that were taken to the ER in California over heroin addiction. Seattle just put up safe injection places where it's like, come by, inject your heroin, we'll keep you safe while you do it. Stuff like that. So we're going to get into that topic and the concept of opiates in America, the long history of it, and where we are today, right after this message from our sponsor.
Hey, are you a musician? Do you play guitar, bass, or synthesizers? Are you a studio engineer looking for that different sound? Well, fret no longer. Austin Hot Mods is there for you. From Boss to Ibanez, DOD to EHX and more, Austin Hot Mods provides over 50 different modifications and customizations to some of the most popular guitar pedals on the market, from vintage to modern. So if you're looking for that boutique custom sound on a Craigslist budget, look no further. Contact Austin Hot Mods today and mention that you heard it here on the Dudes and Beer podcast for 5% off your first guitar pedal modification. Visit them online at austinhotmods.com. Texas owned and operated and home of the Mod of the Month deal. That website again is austinhotmods.com.
And we are back, folks. And while we were off air there, I mean, literally just in that minute or so, it was funny because today Confucius actually messaged me and was like, hey, man, I don't know about this topic, quite honestly. And I was like, well, everybody, at least in this day and age, knows somebody that uses oxys, uses painkillers, be it codeine or what have you, and so uses opiate in some way, shape, or form. And Amora was actually sharing an experience that she had recently where someone that she knew, she found out, was actively, using heroin. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, it wasn't that recently. It was sort of a while ago, but I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I fell asleep in the backseat of her car, and she was like, hey, we're going to go pick up my boyfriend. I fell asleep in the backseat of her car, and then when I woke up, they were shooting up. And
oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was just kind of, shocked, because I didn't know that about her.
Well, and number one, and let me ask you this personally, because as someone who suffered with some addiction in life and things like that, I come at stuff with a different point of view. But how did that make you feel about her as a friend? Two, how did that make you feel personally?
It kind of made me question her friendship, just because.
Okay.
I feel like she knew me well enough to know the type of person that I am. I don't knock anyone for what they choose to do in their lives, but she knows that I don't like to be around that type of stuff.
Was it kind of disrespectful, you think, a little bit?
Yeah, I did. I took it as disrespect. And so how I felt personally, I just wanted to get out of the situation. I was like, this can go very bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we can get pulled over, and then here I am. I can be catching a drug charge because of you. Like,
even with an empty needle.
Right.
Even with an empty needle.
And then, too, I was just like, I don't want people to associate me with this.
Right, yeah.
So I was like,
it's not you.
I can't talk to you no more. I was like, you got to take me home.
Let me ask you honestly, is that all drugs, or is there... Because, like, I'm not going to lie, I've been known to use marijuana here and there, things like that.
Right.
But they're over the line, right?
But, where does that cap get drawn? Because, like, for me, it's definitely cocaine. And the second that the yayo breaks out at a party, Chris has got to go.
Yeah, right.
I got to peace out. And that's not a judgment on anyone. That's my own personal thing in life.
Right.
Because I had an issue with that, and if I'm around it, I can drink, I can smoke, I can do whatever, but I can't be around that. And I don't judge anybody for doing it. I've known more than one person in my life that could do it, like, just casually and be fine with it.
Right.
I know more than one person that can drink casually, but I also know the people that if one drop of alcohol touches their lips, they're going to be a totally different person.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I guess that's kind of one thing that I want to delve into, because there is a stigma put on addicts.
Right.
And we were even talking about that before the show with Dr. Phil and the, come at me.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside, boy.
I still didn't see that.
But what does lead to that? Like, how long had you known this person? This friend of yours?
We worked together for almost a year. So.
Damn, they went an odd future.
Yeah.
No.
I like those stories. I'm sorry.
Well,
those are funny stories.
Sure.
No, we worked together for almost a year, and I knew about her kind of dipping and dabbing in some other things.
Sure.
But never anything like that. And I know that she's been clean now for 2 years.
Really? You mean like today, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
Today.
Yeah.
2 years clean.
Okay.
But I didn't know her that long to say, like, but I felt like we were friends because we did hang out outside of work, and she knew a lot about my personal life. So
Sure.
I felt like we were friends.
Yeah, you were close enough that you weren't acquaintances anymore. You would let her into some of the darker corners of your life, and let
She
her
definitely
know.
let you into her darker corners.
Yeah.
That needle laugh.
I feel like when we meet each other's families, we're
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's pretty deep.
That's I mean, hey, if that's I don't know, that pretty much makes it official that we're dating.
Yeah.
Whenever I've met like mom and dad and
Right.
shit, like
Right.
once you've met mom and dad and you've been over for
Man.
dinner, like you're dating.
You're in my inner circle now.
that means you're friends. You're beyond.
Yeah, well, I said we're friends. Yeah.
You're-
I take you to Luby's once with my mom.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
ate
with
at
the
movies.
You're like, we're
Yeah,
good.
no, you're friends.
We're
the-
officially friends when you go to Luby's.
Well, it's the fact that she's met your mother. She's gone that level deeper.
Yeah.
As opposed to most people. Like, I haven't met your mother, but I consider you to be a good friend.
Yeah, true. I agree.
But we just haven't hit that level.
Time is the tell.
I've never even
with
met
that.
Fresh's mother. Now I think about it.
Really? Oh, that's amazing.
Jackass. I met Amo's whole family. I've never met Fresh's mom.
Well, and what brought this up was the fact that, it was in the news recently, right here, I've got it, It was in the Los Angeles Daily News. Heroin use fuels surge of ER visits amongst California millennials. And, you're talking about, like, in 2016, 412 adults aged 20 to 29 went to emergency rooms due to heroin. That's one a day.
That's an epidemic.
At a minimum, that's one a day going to an LA emergency room for heroin use. That means that they have OD'd or they've had some sort of situation, an allergic reaction to byproduct that was put in it, what have you.
Right.
But that's one a day, and like you said, Stephen, that's epidemic.
That's a red flag, like ding, ding, ding.
At that point, you've got an issue. And when you have so much of an issue like Seattle, from the Seattle Times talking about safe places in Seattle, King County for heroin use, where literally, like, this is a safe place for you to come. And granted, I understand the Clean Needle program. I fully understand the Clean Needle program. But actually offering a safe place to come use? I mean, that's, I don't know, to me, and maybe y'all can ring in something different. To me, that's the equivalent of, like, offering a crash pad.
Yeah, right?
Come shoot up some smack.
I think.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say those type of places where they're offering that are probably predominantly filled with white people. Right. I'm pretty sure if they were like people of color, they would just say, just throw them in jail. Screw it. Because, the crack culture, the response to that was, let's just give them mandatory minimum sentencing and throw them all in jail. That'll make them rehab. But you see something like this on here, and it's kind of makes you think to yourself, like, it's probably full of white people that they want to rehab and try to fix. But, they had been like Hispanics or blacks. Like, let's throw them in jail. They'll get clean in there.
Well, and I'd like to respond to Tia Williams' comment talking about how Confucius is a functioning alcoholic.
She gives me liquor. Fuck her.
She enabled
Shout out
you.
to Tia.
She enabled you tonight.
Thanks for tuning in,
She
Tia.
kissed my ass. She kissed
She's
my ass.
awesome.
Like I said, and there were people who accused me of being an alcoholic in Rome. I defined myself as a lush. Alcoholics go to meetings. Lushes look for a reason to drink.
I know I'm an alcoholic, so that's the first step in admitting a problem. So that's why it keeps me on the balance.
Right?
I'm happy when I'm drinking. I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Maybe that's why you and my sister get along so
well.
I like to say she's cool.
And
With her short self.
And that goes to say something because just out of curiosity, Amora, how old are you?
I am 20.
36.
You are 25. Okay.
25.
Okay, and that's okay. That's
You're
fine.
not.
Now, because I graduated high school in 1993.
Damn.
Right?
You old man.
I'm 41, so I can tell you right now, like, I knew maybe 2 handfuls of people that used coke in my high school class. I knew a lot of people that smoked weed. I knew a lot of people that drank. And we heard about bennies, yellow submarines, reds. All these different things that were,
What the hell is that?
I know they
were all pills.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was
Wait, man.
What the hell is that?
no, it was quaaludes and speed
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff like that. Those were the things that we were warned about. And we were actively warned about crack from the 80s on, of course. I mean, the whole Don't Say No campaign.
Yeah.
But
I
it
had
was
that green
interesting.
shirt.
I wish Fresh's ass was here right now.
I wish he
because
was here too.
He watched Hoodlum.
Yeah, he did watch Hoodlum.
While I watched American Gangster, which is the follow-up to Hoodlum.
Yeah.
And both of them. Hoodlum is about the beginnings of the heroin trade in Harlem
through
and
Lucky.
stuff like that.
What's the guy's name? Remember American Gangster, the one that trained Denzel? What's his name? Bumpy Johnson, the one that died in the very beginning.
Right.
Hoodlum's about Bumpy.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just watched American Gangster.
And
the other day.
American Gangster, literally, like, what people don't realize is that he was smuggling home those drugs, like, in the bodies of soldiers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, that's how
love
he
that
got.
movie.
That's how he
I
got
love
it.
American Gangster.
That's how he got it home. Was literally in the bodies of dead soldiers, like in their coffins and stuff like that.
That's messed up.
It was hardcore.
And he shot Idris Elba too in the middle of the street.
That's crazy because it's kind of like in Bad Boys 2, where they were
Really?
they were stuff. I'm just saying,
No,
they
He
were
did
stuff
what?
the
Yeah, in the bodies. Yeah.
They base
it
these
was like
movies,
that.
and I tell people all the time, sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Like, believe me, like for instance, Boston Public, the TV show.
About the school?
My
Love that show.
my mother-in-law was a consultant on that show because she was actually the head of the teachers union in Boston.
Wow.
So she was a consultant. Like, they came to her and said, if this situation happened in a school, what would be the chain of command? What would actually happen?
So your mother-in-law's a Patriots fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I bet she is.
Oh, yeah.
That one's obvious, right?
At the time of her life this weekend.
I bet you she was out watching some duck boats today.
I bet she was. Shit.
And shout out to your mom, Pachico. But
and the electoral college holder.
I mean, this is a situation. Part of the plug of this show was America's infatuation with opiates. And if you look back on it, like, good God, I just watched Tombstone last night, and one of the centerpieces of that movie is. Is Maddie, the wife of Maddie.
She was drinking it out of a bottle.
Maddie Earp was an addict to laudanum, which was basically an alcoholic tincture of opium. It was opium mixed with liquor.
Oh yeah.
And she was addicted to it. Now, for years, that's what snake oil was, stuff like that, and that's what begat the FDA.
Yeah.
Was the use of laudanum and opiates in over-the-counter drugs. At one point in the early 1900s, you can look it up, folks. You can see the ad. You could go to Sears and Roebuck and buy a heroin kit.
Well, Coca-Cola had coke in it.
Yeah.
So.
You could buy a heroin kit.
It had
God.
extract of coca, not cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
There's a slight difference there.
But they ended up taking it out.
Yeah, they did. But that's what gave you the jolt. That's what gave you the energy. It was actually a boiled down extra. They took coca leaves and boiled it, and then took that water and made Coca-Cola out of it. It was basically the equivalent of chewing some coca leaves. Far different than actually snorting a line of cocaine.
Very interesting.
But Matt, they still did that.
We even had a vice president that chewed some coca leaves and went up into the mountains with the indigenous people.
Nice.
Dan Quayle did that.
That's why he couldn't spit. What's that word he couldn't spit?
Was it Dan Quayle?
No.
Who was it? No, it was the one that came up with the Al Gore. It was Al Gore. It was Al Gore that chewed the coca leaves.
Yeah,
fresh knows all this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Fresh. Damn it. Get your ass here.
It was Gore.
But, we've had a long infatuation with this. And, I mean, even going back to the Vietnam War, once again, just yesterday on Laugh TV here in town early in the morning, was watching Air America. And that whole movie is factually based. Like, the U.S. government actually had a base that in Laos that was not, because Laos was not part of the Vietnam War, and they were actively producing and trafficking opium to finance the war and to finance the people, the guerrillas that they were getting. And this stuff didn't come out publicly until Iran-Contra.
I was just thinking about Iran-Contra.
And it's interesting because one of the lines that was used in that movie is nobody in the history of this region of the world has ever won a battle without control of the opium trade.
No.
It's very much the same thing in the Middle East. With our
you don't battle with the opium trade, and you don't battle with the
Mr. Show Up when he wants. How you doing?
With the Switzerland, you don't battle with Switzerland.
Get this man a beard. Well, you can't battle with Switzerland. They're neutral. However, every one of those people by the age of 18 has served 3 years, or by the age of 21 has served 3 years in the military, and you cannot have a firearm unless you served in the military.
We're talking about drugs, Fresh.
But we're talking about drugs. We were just talking about the movie Hoodlum.
Hey,
we're specifically talking about the heroin trade and the addiction of opiates in America. So,
you said something about the vice president went into the hills chewing coca leaves. So
Remember Gore chewing on the coca leaves?
Yeah.
Going up into the mountains.
I remember Al Gore and him doing that stuff, but I don't remember him chewing on coca leaves.
I don't remember. All I remember Al Gore is he lost 2000 and he was Bill Clinton's vice president.
He could have done anything. Could have done all kinds of stuff.
I'm not ruling it out that he was up in the mountains chewing coca leaves. I just don't recall.
Well, no, it was on a pretty well televised.
I think
trip.
A famous man said that too. I don't recall.
Yeah. But yeah, it was on a pretty well televised trip that he went up, and I think it was to Machu Picchu or something like that, and did the indigenous thing with the people. And
so Al Gore is basically Iron Fist.
Like
he should have done some.
Yeah, exactly.
Iron Fist. He came back.
Oh God, God, I can see the fan trailers now. That would be hilarious.
If he's in Machu Picchu, he should have done some mushrooms, not no dang coca leaf.
Some ayahuasca or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I need to do some mushrooms. I was watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
That movie's funny as shit, yo.
I watch that movie every time I'm on my way to Las Vegas.
That movie's funny as shit, man.
Every time. I don't remember who told me to watch that movie, and I watched it.
Probably Ernie told me.
Actually, it was one of my boyfriend's friends. He was playing it at his apartment one time.
Yeah.
I remember being like, "What am I watching?" He was like,
Yeah.
It was
"You
funny.
gotta be on one too."
Yeah, you got to be high something
I
to
was
watch
like, well,
that.
A story that was
it ain't
literally
one of those.
written on high amounts
yeah.
of LSD and hallucinogens.
It starts off with them swatting those bats in the car.
We're in backcountry. Should I tell him? No. The poor bastard will find out soon enough.
In a suitcase full of drugs. Yeah, that movie's amazing. I love Fear and
Did you
Loathing.
see what God just did to us, man?
I'm gonna have to go home
Trying
and
to
watch
pour
that
the
after
cocaine
this.
out on the palm of his hand while they're in a convertible.
Yeah, go
Just everywhere.
I don't appreciate good movies.
But go
It's
ahead.
funny that we're on the podcast together talking about drugs because a lot of the shows that we watch together,
Have drugs in it?
drugs.
What shows?
I'm good.
He goes, what
You
shows?
put me on Breaking Bad.
Damn right I did. You're damn right I did. You're damn right.
That's a damn good show.
I can't get nobody else on it.
How about the Wire DVDs? And
Yes,
I've
The
never
Wire.
seen those
The
again.
Wire's the best show
He
ever.
has my
He introduced you.
DVDs.
Oh,
He has my
Never
DVDs.
mind now. But anyway.
It's all on Hulu. Just go watch it there.
they're mine.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I was saying a while ago, just before Fresh came in, when I was in high school, we didn't necessarily have the opiates. That stuff wasn't around. We didn't have oxys. I mean, they may have existed, but they were so far
Right.
down the line and so few and far between.
Like new state of the art stuff.
Nowadays, it's so readily available. Like, I remember when it became the rave in the late 90s to be taking Ritalin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ritalin and Adderall was the thing in
My
the
mom tried
90s and
that shit.
2000s. And I was telling Stephen before y'all got here, I was put on Ritalin when I was in, like, early elementary. And just long enough for it to get into my system for them to see what it did. And then they were like, okay, we need to get him off of this.
Yeah, they tried to put me on it, but apparently it would have gave me like massive seizures. So
Well,
they
no,
were,
They're trying to put everybody on that now. All these kids.
I was literally
ridiculous.
a distraction to myself and others, as my progress report would say. But
my life story.
when they gave it to me, after a few weeks of it getting into my system, it was literally like, okay, we need to get this kid off of it. Because, there's either it speeds you up or it slows you down. For me, it was, oh no, it slowed me down. And it was like, we can't keep Chris awake. Like Chris just, it was nap time
Gee,
for
I wonder
Chris.
why.
So, there's another story that we have up. It was actually our first banned episode for Dudes and Beer.
Speaking of beer.
It was about drugs.
Oh,
yeah.
speaking of beer, I think he needs a beer. Give Confucius a beer.
About,
Give me two. Just give me two just to be safe.
yeah, I know, right?
But
And Tia can kiss my ass. She's still commenting. Ignore those comments.
What'd she say?
So I can sniff out liquor.
here's a headline, and granted
I love it.
the source is High Times, all right, but it's actually true. FDA approves candy flavored amphetamines for kids. And if you scroll down into the article, you actually see the drug, which is essentially extended release gummy meth, was approved earlier this. Well, because hey,
Breaking Bad part two, right there.
it's Adderall.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, Adderall.
don't get me wrong. Adderall is meth.
Yeah,
it's
Adderall is
just
meth.
light.
It's
It's just meth light.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, it is a form of methamphetamine.
It is.
Absolutely.
Somebody that reads this article is going to say, dang, they're a genius.
Yeah. But
You imagine
you're
if
talking
Walt had
about
used gummy bears instead of Blue Crystal?
you're talking about the FDA approving this for children as young as 6.
Lit ass children.
As young as 6. And my question is someone
Should have been moonwalking. Ooh,
is someone
shit, mama.
doing something?
Shit.
You better be doing something, man.
What's wrong with your kids, eh, mama?
And that's just it. Like,
Nice.
to me, I don't know. As someone who studied to be a teacher, as someone who did teach 4, 5, and 6-year-olds in junior high and high school and adults,
Hell no.
yeah, No, man.
I respect teachers because I could.
There is a growing up. And you're a dad. You're a dad.
Yeah, after
Dude, there's a growing up process, and there's some shit that like you have to learn from your parents. You know, like I've said for years, the only difference between age 4 and 40 that I taught is by 40 you should know better than to pull people's hair. At 40, you're just
as face, I pull it.
You're just as childish as your 4-year-old. You're just as selfish. You're just as self-involved. You know, there is no difference whatsoever. The only difference
my 4-year-old bites
have
still.
That filter.
Malik bites people, so
he bites people.
Yeah, we need to stop. Yeah,
he's 4. He's 4, and that's the thing. Do you medicate a 4-year-old that bites people?
No.
Hell no, you don't medicate a 4-year-old that bites people. You let him be a 4-year-old.
Hey, Fresh works with kids. He hates all kids. Fresh hates children.
What age do you work with, Fresh?
Fresh is kids. Fresh is like Joe Clark and lean on me to his job.
Okay, I can appreciate it. I was lean on me meets falling down.
They used to call me crazy.
That goes that bad. No, I work
They call me Mean Joe.
I was on top of the table and start yelling.
First grade through 5th, so 6 through 11.
Okay, yeah. No, and I mean,
and some of them clearly.
No, tell the story. That kid on the swing with that girl saying, "I just shut your goddamn mouth."
Oh man, I think it was last year, and I was outside on the playground with the kids, and you know, kids go back and forth with each other. They talk about each other.
Yeah.
And
they're kids.
One little girl said something to the little boy, and he was swinging on his swing. He was like, you know, he was swinging, and he said it so nonchalantly. I was just like, did he say what I just think he said? Forgot what she said to him, but he was swinging and he just busted her. You need to shut your goddamn mouth. And I was like, no, wait. Did I was like, did you say that?
Yeah, what did you just say?
And I had to stop myself from laughing before I went over and said something because it just came out too smooth for me.
Just entirely natural. And it's funny.
I like that stuff.
One of my friends in Houston,
it's hilarious.
A guy that I see about every time I'm there, was talking about his cousin's kid that he had to go pick up from school. He's like, man, this little kid's 2.5 years old, and he's a little badass. Like, he's trying to catch cases, like, in preschool. He's, like, giving kids beat downs and stuff like that. In preschool.
Preschool can be like prison sometimes. You gotta get how you live.
And he's like, what the hell's wrong with you, kid?
Like I said, some kids need the medication.
One time my son told my daughter to shut the hell up. I was like, what'd you say? He was like, trying to look at me funny.
That's not as bad as my nephew. My nephew's only 3. He told this little boy at daycare, the little boy ripped the book, and the teacher was like, BJ, why'd you rip the book? He said, I didn't. Whatever the little boy's name is, he did it. And the little boy's like, no, you did it. And he was like, you better shut up before I fuck you. Whoa.
Hey, look, they didn't realize he didn't look
us that's what he said to him. We was like, what did you say to him, BJ? He said, I told him I'll fuck him up. I was like,
with pride.
Oh my God.
Yeah. With pride.
He said it again.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to say
I have it on video.
Hey, look, man, you're not gonna lie on me, Dan, but that's all I gotta say. You don't cuss that. Don't you lie on me, shit.
Make sure you don't share that video on social media, whatever you do.
Yeah, no.
Hey, when America's up playing his own videos.
But
with Carlton.
You know, and I mean, I don't know. Fresh, you work with young kids right now. What is the situation going on with opiates and things like that with the youth of today? Because I'm not going to say that.
School, they might.
I know, right?
And we just had Tia ring in here.
She's been ringing in, and she just tell her stop commenting.
They don't need drugs. Kids get it.
Don't give them liquor.
Kids get it from somewhere. If a kid is speaking that way, it's more than likely in his home or what his parents allow him to watch or be around. Drugs aren't the answer.
I was watching Radar Moves when I was young.
You know,
I just started cursing until I was 6.
I'm not going to say that I don't fully agree with that because
it's debatable. Kids on drugs.
A kid's going to rebel
because you got to admit
some stuff, but does he need meds to handle that? You know what I mean?
And
I don't think so.
I saw it happening. I saw it happening up around the mid '90s to 2000s, where literally there was just this disconnect that started happening.
Tell her to spell my fucking name right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't you do that? Don't you do that? Shit. Had extra O's and shit.
You're mean.
She knew you long enough that she should be able to.
But
love you, Tia. You're great.
But how often is it, Fresh, that you hear of a kid using or being involved with opiates?
Well, let's see.
Shit.
I have worked for the organization that I work with going on 3 years now, and I think it's been at least 3 kids in the program that have had medication. They needed that medication.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it was opiates, but I do know it was.
Well,
I know it was ADHD medicine.
Well, he's saying what 3 cases out of?
I'm talking about people using things illegally. Have you heard about that?
Well,
have you seen
me and Amo work at call centers. I'm pretty sure we have drugstores because call centers be lit.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that you worked at a call center.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah, they probably could tell you.
Yeah, sure.
It was one of the darkest moments of my life. But
I mean,
yeah, but I know one time I worked
ahead.
at a call center and they found coke and heroin in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
what call center was this?
In Mahout.
Yo,
So,
it's lit.
That and you worked at Sears. I'm pretty sure somebody at Sears was doing drugs. There's no way you do that job at Sears and not be something. There's no
Listen
way.
to that music all the time. No.
Well, much like you were saying earlier, Amora, about the friend that you had that randomly popped up shooting up that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
Fresh Mr. Story.
You weren't here yet, Fresh.
Yeah, you weren't even tuned in while you were on the way here. That's cold as ice.
No battery.
Willing to sacrifice our love.
Too bad we didn't have that queued up right there. Like,
But
that'd be dope.
But
I knew the pill, man.
my wife had a situation where, like, she was working she did hotel work for years as a night auditor, stuff like that, and she had a situation where someone that she worked with, come to find out, was like shooting up at work, stuff like that.
I got one. My first experience with somebody doing coke. I was 16 working at KFC. And
it was snorting coke at KFC.
The manager was.
I can't imagine.
The manager was. He would go to the bathroom and be in there for like 30 minutes and come out.
Was it Monty Brown and it was fried chicken cocaine?
I mean, that chicken was good as shit, but I don't know. He might have. But no, I just remember one time he went in the bathroom
This
and when somebody
really bitter.
Yes. God damn, this chicken feels tastes good. Give me that 10 piece. Move, bitch. I'm starting to itch. I'm talking back to customers. Give me that chicken, bitch. You don't want that chicken.
Damn, my throat is numb. It's so
I can't stop crying, but no, like he went in the bathroom. Normally when somebody's in the bathroom for like 30 minutes, you think they're taking a shit. So I went after him, and it smells like he just cleaned it. I'm like, why it's so clean in here?
You got a problem if you're in there for 30 minutes.
But then he like washed his hands at the sink at KFC. It was outside where everybody could see it. And so he started washing hands for like another 10 minutes, just sitting there doing it. I'm like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he started like mopping randomly and then trying to make somebody chicken and he got cussed out and was confused on why he getting cussed out. I'm like, bro, you can't just mop a floor and then start grabbing chicken with your bare hands. This tone was right here.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, he was gonna coke bad, man.
He was gonna get fired.
He was the manager.
Oh my god. I love this story.
He washed his hands for like 10 minutes. I'm just sitting there looking like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? I'm like,
as far as illegal drugs go, I know quite a few people that dib and dab.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna say no names, but I knew the pill man. I knew the man who sold opiates, and he sold a lot of them.
I mean,
on a regular basis. He sold mine.
Yeah.
That's what you did. So you said you had Adderall?
I had whoa.
Hold on now.
Vicodin.
I had a Vicodin prescription. Mine was a prescription.
I got a crazy story for y'all.
I bet you do.
So I went downtown one time with some of my girlfriends, and we were having a good time. We were taking shots, and I had only had one mixed drink and 2 shots of Patron. And after the second shot of Patron, for some reason, I felt like I was going to just black out.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I so drunk?
That don't sound right.
And I was like, oh my goodness. So I go outside and I'm standing next to a cop and I'm like talking to him. I'm like, I'm just waiting for my friends to come out because clearly I'm too drunk.
That's how you picture in your head, but in reality, you're probably like, what the fuck? Hold me, goddammit.
I was like really talking to him and I was like, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble down here, whatever. And I was like, I'm just going to stand by you. So I'm just standing by him. Next thing you know, I see this fight break out. And it's like, these girls are just going at it. And I'm like, looking out like, man, they're really going at it.
Like
and I look, I see that it was one of the girls that I was with.
Oh, damn.
So I'm like,
Amo jumped in.
I'm like, you
Amo
have
gangster.
to get home to your kids. So I go and I try to break the girls up. Well, the girl she was fighting swings at me, so I'm like, oh hell no.
Let's go.
So I just hit her, and then I just feel myself being pulled from. I was on top of her, just hitting her, and I feel myself being pulled from the back, And so then, next thing you know, I have 3 girls on me.
Oh God!
What?
And I don't know if I was like Superwoman or what. But
I knew this
just hear
story's going there.
One of the girls just starts screaming like, "My arm! She broke my arm!"
Nice.
And next
So
thing you
you
know,
gonna crack? You gonna crack?
we just get pulled up, and next thing you know, I'm in handcuffs. And then the cop that I was talking
you were
to,
standing next to,
he was like, "You got to let her go because she came to me and said, I think I had too much to drink. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I just want to go home."
Yeah.
So they ended up writing me a citation anyway.
Ain't that a bitch?
And,
That would never happen to a man.
I don't remember anything else after that.
Citation is a beautiful thing, man. Take the $200-$300 citation and walk.
Take me that. Give me that. And go home.
Next morning, and I didn't remember anything. So when I logged onto my Instagram, I just see all these photos of me in handcuffs.
No way.
And they were like, "Keep Austin ratchet,"
Oh
and like people were talking
What year was this?
crap.
Yeah, was he around us?
He's gonna research it.
I'm gonna come be your friend on Instagram now because I want to.
Nah,
see
she's married with kids now. She's calmed down. It's not like it used to be.
He's like, she's come.
2011, 2012.
That right?
So it was some years ago, but
No.
after that, I woke up with the citation in my shirt. It turns out the girl that I went to party with told me that when I wasn't looking, she slipped bars into my shot.
I bet somebody said to a Mickey.
So
After that second Patron, you said that you didn't feel right. I was like, oh, dude,
Okay.
you know, like,
yeah,
This is story number 2
it's a dead giveaway.
about friends of yours.
You might need new friends. Wait
I don't have friends to this day.
a minute, what the fuck are we?
She's like, yeah.
Associates
You guys are
like
families.
Okay, makes sense. All right, that's
Pumping
better.
I don't have girlfriends because I have it really bad with girls. Like I don't.
Clearly.
I will beat a girl up.
That's
and
like
I don't care.
Obviously, they don't give a fuck about your well-being.
Girls are always scheming with each other, like,
Yes,
shit, you know?
and that's why I click better with guys.
Yeah.
Girls should always just kiss and make up and make sure I'm there.
No.
Yeah, so he can watch it.
Exactly. What you mean I'm horrible? Kiss my ass.
Don't talk around, like that around me.
Oh, whatever, Amo. I've got you saved now. Damn it.
Well, and I guess my question is like, what? I don't know. Like I said, I've used my fair share of substances in life, but I just see this, and I moved to Maine, and when I moved to Maine, it was like, oh my God. Like, here's Portland, Maine. Here's a town of, like, between Portland and South Portland, 60,000 people, but a rampant use of oxys and stuff like that. And
I can imagine.
It just seems to me like oxys, Oxycontin, oxycodone, you know.
But see, the illegal and the legal is there's a difference there. You know what I mean?
What?
Like when people are getting it on the down low and in the crevices and on the corners.
That's what Vicodin is.
And then there's the doctors that prescribe it to the young children. That's the question: at what point do you prescribe it to a child that is so young, where the mind is still developing? Is that morally right, or how does that affect the brain of a young child?
Well, and that's one of the things that, like, you know, even alcohol and reefer. I tell people straight up, like, I'll be straight
beer?
with people.
That's definitely dude something.
I don't really ascribe anybody to be using that before the age of 21.
Was your alcohol and reefer?
I did. And to my own detriment, I will admit.
No.
Because literally from the age of 17, and you could probably attest to this with the groups that you work with.
Joe Clark.
Fresh.
Eastside.
The age.
School's nowhere near that. The school's nowhere near that level.
The age of 17 to 22 is the finalization of your brain. Like, that's literally when your critical thinking skills are, like, meshing in. And when you've learned to realize, like, immediate repercussion of action, things like that. And when you start inhibiting your brain with things like alcohol, marijuana, I'm not saying that used recreationally once you're of the age, that they aren't something that's perfectly fine and perfectly acceptable in society. But they are something that, when your brain is still developing, will definitely stunt your brain. I mean, hell, tobacco will stunt the development of your brain.
Right.
Much less marijuana or any mind-altering substance. Once your brain is set and once your brain has its developmental process done up around the age of 21, then sure, take advantage of your endocannabinoid system and all you want. Because, we have an actual system in our brain and our body for cannabinoids. It's crazy.
I think, like some of you that young, too, is still developing. Like, I think, I watched a lot of porno when I was little. So I think that really affected me as I got older.
Well, and that's a topic.
Shut up, nigga.
Not necessarily that.
Why gotta be all of that?
Just little. Jeez. Harsh words on my show that don't let me be on iHeartRadio.
You have to understand, me and Fresh have to go every week without cursing. Well, at least I don't curse. This jackass got the F-bomb twice on Saturday.
Whoa, damn, dude.
It wasn't.
He said motherfucker and fucking.
Did somebody have to hit the... Did they have to hit the dump button on the host?
I forgot to. I'm the one, I do the boards. I forgot to push the button.
Yeah, he didn't.
I said, shit, there's a button for this.
I caught myself.
There is.
I caught myself as I was saying.
It is the only shiny red candy-like button that is flashing in front of your face the whole time.
Before I go into my speech, what set him off was I said Tom Brady. So I fucking hate Tom Brady. I'm like, yo, come on, really?
Well, y'all did see the pictures of Tom Brady receiving the trophy with his middle finger, right?
No, I didn't see that.
I don't think I saw that.
No, there's close-up images of him receiving the Super Bowl trophy, and his left hand is totally like that.
I would have done it. I'd have gotten and be like, yeah, 4 game these nuts, motherfucker.
I didn't inflate this one.
Well, and, I mean, for me, the Deflategate thing was something that...
Bullshit.
Well, yeah, as someone who dealt with tire... Like, I grew up with a tire salesman as a father. And I'm here to tell you right now, your tires will fluctuate. Like, this is vulcanized rubber.
Yes, I know. My low tire pressure light is on in my car.
It will fluctuate.
The Vulcans.
When you get down to freezing temperature, especially and below, that will fluctuate. So if you take a ball that's made of pigskin, made of leather, a porous is still much more porous than a vulcanized rubber tire. All right? If you take that from an air-conditioned room at 72 degrees and then bring it out to negative degrees where it's below freezing, the air pressure in that's going to go down. That's physics.
Yes.
That's how that works.
That's science.
You would have been a rocket scientist.
Get your shit together.
And hey, we can get Bill Nye. We can get Bill Nye involved.
So, okay, are we going to talk about some funny shit now?
Yeah, go for it, man.
We got any funny stories?
Hit it.
Have any funny stories? I don't know.
I don't know. I usually have funny stories.
You brought it up, then he ain't got one.
I know, right? It sucks. I'm trying to think of funny stories. Me and Amo have funny stories.
Y'all have funny stories.
Oh my goodness.
We used to have DJ competition. I used to whoop the shit out of them too.
That is a lie.
The shit out of them.
Well, and it's interesting to me. What kind of music do you DJ?
I DJ hip hop.
Country.
And what is your do you DJ as Amora or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amora.
Okay.
Nice.
I used to beat the shit out of her.
No, he is lying. Like my '90s mix.
Oh, that's how she cheat and do that. She wait till we get around a crowd of older people and do that shit.
What's your favorite song to mix?
Ooh, that's hard.
What's your favorite song to just drop?
Watch her steal my answer.
What's the song that you just dropped that gets them going?
Back that ass up. Go ahead, cheat.
No,
Go ahead, cheat.
that's not. It was actually a show I DJ where I dropped AT Aliens.
South by.
Okay.
Yeah, that was her thing. Whatever. You weren't there. That's the one where we passed in the street.
Oh, that's the one where you threw my shirt away.
She threw your shirt away.
That's the one where I just gave my shirt up.
That's it.
Yeah. Nah, I believe it was him.
It was him.
I was drunk on stage. What do you want me to do? I was throwing shit in the crowd.
I was throwing shit in the crowd.
My shirt should have already been off to the side.
You should have kept the damn show.
That's an awesome job throwing shit in the crowd.
I've beat him DJing so many times. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Oh, I didn't hear these stories.
Because it didn't happen, that's why.
No, we used to legit have competitions where we would have judges and everyone in the room.
It was Marcus and Carmen, Stacy.
And Ray.
Ray didn't even know where he was half the time.
That's true, but still, I
don't know where I am half the time.
Remember our last meeting was all contentious. We were arguing. Ray said, "What does 1987 mean again?" What the hell?
Good times.
I missed all of those.
Yes, we know. You brought this up before. But,
I beat him in chess.
Bullshit! What the hell?
I didn't know you were a chess player.
Yes, I taught her to play chess.
He did, and I whoop him.
Wow.
I will not lie. My wife whooped me down in some chess. Women actually have a much greater aptitude for chess than men.
My nephew beat me. He's 12.
Because
but he's also gay, so.
Because their method of plotting and scheming,
Big Blue or whatever.
Their methods of plotting and scheming are on God level, bro.
Yeah, women are better than men at everything. Women are better than men at everything.
That's why they compare you guys to dogs and us to cats.
That bullshit.
No.
They do.
Honestly, because dogs
I don't trust cats
in
either.
the open for you to find it.
And cats lose their memory every time they enter a room. That's scientific facts.
True. Yep.
Not just that, a dog begs for your attention. A cat will come to you when it needs attention.
And a cat leaves the room and forgets where it's at. That's a scientific fact.
And if that in and of itself is not the lesson of how to treat a woman, I don't know what is.
I can't say that. God no tears.
Dogs and cats.
Give me some
I'm just telling
shit.
you. I'm just telling you guys, as an enlightened male, it literally is.
You're married. You're married, right?
I am.
Nobody, is anybody
Happily.
I'm single.
Happily.
You're damn near married.
I'm the only married one in this.
I knew Frank was going to do that.
So you plead the fifth?
Hey, please.
I sure do.
Because his girlfriend ain't listening. That's why.
I'll give her the link.
What happens?
You just rat him out.
What happens
about
in Jamaica
you,
stays in
Confucius?
Jamaica.
I'm enjoying my life, and I'm happy my children are healthy.
She had the head nod on that. Damn.
That could be done anyway on that one.
Gotta get on them.
But literally, it is the fact of if you consider the cat, like you said, a cat will come to you when it needs love. You can't.
I really thought cat here. I was like, "What the hell was that?" I started looking.
As opposed to a dog that if you call it, it will come and get love anytime. Anytime that you want attention, the dog will come. But the cat won't do that.
In reference to that analogy, I feel like Andre 3000. If men are all dogs, then what do you call broads? Felines and heat meowing for some yarn balls.
I'll say this too. Also, they say that scientifically, cats, they all look at their owners as somebody they can kill, but they're just not big enough to do it. So yes, that does equate to women.
Actually, there was a study that was done not long ago that actually showed that cats consider people bigger cats.
How did they come up with this answer?
Yeah.
They're idiots. I hate
How did they
cats.
come up with this?
No.
I hate cats.
How did they ask a cat that?
Well, it's not even asking them. It's
You big
watching.
pussy.
It's watching their. It's watching
Get
their
out of here, you big
behavior. It's watching their behavior and noticing the fact that people that they're comfortable with,
very
they will use the same body language that they use with other cats.
Y'all don't look at Tia, stop commenting shit.
Hold on,
Just keep it coming to you.
Seems like she's a big fan of Confucius.
Yeah, she is a big fan of Confucius. She's a bigger fan of Confucius, like crashing and burning.
Tia is, I would say Tia is my biggest fan.
And your worst critic.
And she constantly trolls me on Facebook.
She should.
Troll.
And she beats me too as well. So if anybody out here wants to help me, please call 911.
I love you, Confucius, but I'm not going to falter because you got some pretty trollable shit.
Trollable. Look, if y'all see somebody that trolls, who is it? Is it Riel? This is a guy in our comic book group named Riel. He posts the most trollable. Well, he's a comic book fan.
Shout out to Riel.
He posts
all his shit.
His name is Real.
It's R-E apostrophe A-L.
It's R-E apostrophe. Like the apostrophe. His name is Real. His name is Real.
It's Real.
My name's Real.
But he posts.
His name is Real.
And who else posts some trollable shit?
He's a alien.
Is it Brandon?
Like,
Brandon.
Huh? Let him make it.
Real's like 12. He can kiss my ass.
The most cynical,
like 12.
The most cynical 16-year-old out
He
there.
don't like shit. If it ain't DC, he don't like it.
Well, I got a question for you. Number one, what do you think about? Because I saw your response today to Iron Fist. Yeah.
I don't know. Fresh was the one
I
trying to
see that preview.
What do you think?
I like
Fresh?
the preview.
I thought the preview was cool.
He's talking about cultural appropriation.
Oh, is that what you're talking about? Referring to?
I posted something.
I saw it because I commented.
I mean,
it is cultural appropriation. It is cultural.
How so?
The story of Iron Fist and Danny Rand is cultural appropriation. The Kung Lao, the whole chi, that is Eastern Asian. What's the word I'm looking for? Mythology.
Sure.
Yeah.
What have you?
Yeah, the mythos. The mythos.
And then you have this rich white kid who is now the face of it. That is like, and he's the one that's supposed to bring everybody to.
But to be fair,
all of this knowledge about it when he becomes Iron Fist. Like,
to be fair, was that same argument made when Batman was learning how to learn karate when the League of Shadows?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the League of Shadows.
Cultural appropriation.
But it would make the same argument like Randy said about RZA and Man with the Iron Fist.
I would see it.
The movie sucked.
I would see it. I would see it being cultural appropriation if it were the fact that they were changing the race of the character.
I understand that, but Iron Fist came in the 70s, and then Marvel. It was
also trivia.
Some racist undertones.
The Wolverine villain Sabretooth debuted in Iron Fist first.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yes, he did.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to
okay, we gotta agree on that.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I know you are.
Oh no,
we have
I'm going to watch it.
I'm all about it.
He's going to be in the front row.
I just wouldn't agree with you on that point.
I hope it's better than Luke Cage.
And I know we had the discussion because we had the discussion regarding Spider-Man: Homecoming,
right?
And it was something that I brought up on y'all's page, and it was something that I know we brought up cursorily in the show, but there is the change of characters and the change of race of characters in the movie. And you know what? I mean, hey, if that's the actor that you find that's best for the movie, absolutely. Change it.
I think
however, if you're changing it for the sake of changing it, and if you're changing it for the sake of that, then I don't find it any less of a glad-handing handshake.
I don't have an issue with it. I really don't have an issue with it. But, like on today on Confucius' post, everybody was trying to add their 2 cents.
Oh, yeah.
And the story of Danny Rand is a fish out of water. He is this rich white kid who loses his parents.
Which, by the way, Finding Dory is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Follows for that
because
kid.
Disney owns Netflix. They just won't wait. They just won't say it. But
Disney does own Netflix.
The story of Danny Rand is a fish out of water. He's a rich kid who loses his parents, and he ends up in this ancient Asian city in the mountains learning this ancient art.
Like Doctor Strange?
Yes, it's very much like Doctor Strange.
Absolutely.
But, he's to be the outsider. And my whole question was, somebody was saying, no, he can only be white. And I was like, so he has to be white for the story to flow and be told? And they were like, yeah, it does. And then they brought like...
Could Doctor Strange have been changed?
Yeah, he could have been Strange. Stephen Strange could have been any race.
The ancient one was a British white woman.
Yeah,
technically, whoever can wield the Eye of Agamotto
can be
Doctor Strange.
Can be the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Just like with the whole Thor, whoever is worthy shall have the power of Thor.
Yeah.
So anybody can be Thor. Anybody can be Doctor Strange. Anybody can be
Thor.
Well, I don't think anybody can be Thor.
Bullshit. Why ain't Captain America Thor? Captain America can be Thor. Hawkeye can be Thor.
Captain America can't be Thor. Hawkeye can't be Thor.
Hawkeye has no power to jump right in the battle with everybody. That's worthy.
No, if you were going to say anything, you would have to say Hulk could be Thor because he's the only other person who's ever lifted Thor's hammer. So
he got his ass in that movie though. He got knocked the shit out of him in that movie.
He did. But he's the only person in the Marvel universe to have lifted Thor's hammer.
My whole thing is a lot of these characters, they can be any
other
race.
than Vision in the movie.
They can be,
which was amazing.
A lot of these white characters can be any race because their race isn't essential to who the character is. That's not an essential.
I would tend to agree with
like
that.
A Storm,
I would tend to agree
or
with
Luke
that.
Cage or a Black Panther. Like somebody like people always like to bring up Black Panther. Well, how would you like if they did it white? One, he has been white because Captain America was in the suit before. Yeah. And then 2, him being black is essential. The man is the king of an African nation that has never been colonized.
Yeah.
You making him white kind of rather contradictory.
Like, okay, whatever.
There's not gonna unless he's like some kind of Mowgli story and found in the jungle by somebody
and talking to animals.
Something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Black Panther is going to be a black man. To me, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's integral to the character. I wouldn't even necessarily say it's integral to the character of Batman to be a white man.
I think I said, like I said with him, if it's integral to the character in terms of origin and how you tell the story, then yeah. But if it's because somebody tried to tell me one time, like how would you how would you feel if what they say if Shaft was white? I'm like, I don't give a shit. He's not real. He's a cop. He's like, it's not, him being black is not integral to his character. But like you said, for somebody like Black Panther, who's a king of an African country that's been European colonized, that makes sense. But if somebody, because one of my favorite characters of all time is Spawn. And somebody tried to say to me, like, how'd you feel if Spawn was white? I said, yeah, he actually was for 2 years.
Yeah.
He's not black anymore. They took it away.
Yeah.
Like Spawn is a title you get. It's not restricted to one person. It's passed down.
Yeah. There were many Spawns before Al Simmons.
It could be anybody, but...
Yeah, otherwise you have no story of Coleus.
Exactly. That's not him being a certain color is not integral to the story. It's just a matter of you've been to hell and you got a damn suit.
Yeah, he was burnt and shit, so how would you know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Al Simmons was burnt to fucking
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. You're all going to be pretty brown at that point.
How would you know?
Exactly. But something else I was going to say. I was going to ask you guys, what's the last movie y'all saw? I saw Moonlight and didn't like it.
I saw the Great Wall or whatever with Matt Damon and all that.
Oh, you paid that? You paid to see that?
I ain't going to say how I saw that.
Bootleg, didn't you? That's all right. Fresh
He's a bootlegger.
Fresh bootlegs everything.
I have no shame in bootleg. I don't care.
I did see that.
The last movie that I saw.
I don't pay to watch movies.
Ain't that a bitch?
She down.
Amo is banned from letting us ever see movies because she made us go see Spring Break because that movie sucked.
First of all,
That movie was trash.
they gave me the option between that and another terrible movie.
What's the other movie?
I don't remember.
It was terrible.
But it was, and we just got drunk.
It may have
and
been
watched
titled
Breakers.
That Terrible Movie.
Why not?
What better way?
One time I went to the movies with Amo, we saw The Conjuring. It was just me and her in there, right? Because we saw it like months after the fact, and she mysteriously left me in there by myself the whole time. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, I do. Say this a bitch? I'm just sitting here by myself.
Scared as hell.
I gotta go to the car. I never came back.
The Conjuring.
I was in the movie there by myself.
Dope-ass movie.
What
It
was
was
that
a good
movie I saw? I think it was Moonlight.
Moonlight?
I think Moonlight was the last movie that I saw. That I actually paid to see.
Oh, and before I saw The Great Wall, I saw the last Resident Evil one.
Oh my god, you paid to see that as well?
geez.
I can watch all
I'm not
of
gonna say I paid, but you
What's
know,
the last movie you
I
saw?
saw it.
Unbreakable.
That came out like 99. That's the last movie I saw.
The reason why I watched that movie is because I was on Twitter last night and I seen someone tweet
About Split?
that Split was the sequel to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I was
okay, I
like,
didn't know that.
before I
It's in
watch
the same
Split, I want to.
universe.
Yeah.
I was like, before I watch Split, I want to watch.
Yeah,
Split
no,
so I understand.
my wife was absolutely telling me about that, and that blew my mind. And then I saw a thing on like Comic Book Universe where M. Night Shyamalan has already said that he's written the script for Unbreakable 2.
Boo. Fuck M. Night Shyamalan. He'll never get my money or my attention ever in life. Hell no. Hell no. Nope.
M.
I've seen the Village Air Lady in the water. Nope. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I'm going to fight him when I see
You
him.
did what?
M. Night
Nope.
Shyamalan.
Trash.
Dong.
We've got some.
He did the last Airbender. He did.
Airbender was super
I know
trash.
Airbender.
That was trash.
Made me
That was
so
horrible.
mad.
It made everybody
So you
mad
enjoyed
except
it.
for
And
Airbender.
she's trying to make another one. Hell no.
Like,
Fuck M. Night
another
Shyamalan.
one. I think he said he was confirmed to make
I
and
another
bet
one.
it was a good years.
The Village.
Trash.
Was trash.
Trash.
Was trash.
I remember
I was expecting it to be
Of a real damn
much
monster?
more, and
Yeah,
then I
me
was
too.
like,
Lady in the
I was
Water.
waiting
Was
to
trash.
and it's
I was like,
what?
seriously?
Signal.
Yeah.
Signs.
I remember I saw The Village and I stood up. I said, I know, baby, it's a real damn monster. This
I really like
movie.
Signs.
Yeah.
That and,
It was a letdown. It was.
Sixth Sense.
I'm waiting
I gotta-
for it, and it never happened.
I tolerate those two.
Which one?
Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense
Was good as shit.
That was some good
Unbreakable was
ass
good mainly because of the fact when Samuel Jackson fell down those stairs, I laughed my ass off.
Oh my god.
They called me Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass. I said, yo, with that fucked up hair he had. But and the Signs was okay. It was good. The ending
I hate it because
with the water, like
That was
really, that's how you
bullshit.
kill aliens,
That
throw
was
water
bullshit.
on them. Really? That's like, come on now.
Oh!
Yeah.
And,
Planet's
the other one that
85%
really
water.
pissed me off
It's
by
okay.
him was The Unknown. When it was the trees killing people.
Yep.
The Happening.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mark Wahlberg with the
Yeah.
trees.
Oh,
Yes.
that was his movie?
Yes.
Yeah,
Trash.
That was trash.
Trash.
It sounds
I
like
feel
You know
like-
what? From the wind?
His movies make me very angry.
Yes, exactly. Now you know how I feel about it. Him and Michael Bay.
I want to be scared and I want to be like, what was that? I want
Right.
to know more. And then it's just kind of like
The Happening had me
Never mind.
literally sitting at the TV
It's
screen
more like
wondering,
Ted
yo,
and Ted
what
2.
the hell
Yeah.
is killing all these people? And then when they figured out it was the goddamn trees being mad, the trees being mad.
When they were running from the wind, I said, yeah, I can't do this.
And
I'm
it
not
was
doing
at the
this.
end, and it was in the little shed. It was like, is it safe to go? I don't know. The wind's not blowing. Let's go now. I'm like, what the fuck? Hell no, man.
I'll say though, I'll say
Bullshit.
the movie Devil wasn't that bad. The one about the people in the elevator.
Oh yeah,
What
was that, Devil?
I like
Elevator.
the background story.
Who's the devil?
That wasn't that bad. That wasn't. It was an old lady the whole time.
Yeah.
That wasn't that bad.
I haven't seen that.
But I'm still gonna whoop his ass when I see him.
Yeah, he's
Spoiler
I'm not
alert.
sure I'm gonna get smacked on.
I'm still
Yeah,
gonna
fucking
Yeah,
him,
Joe
Michael
Schu-
Bay can kiss my ass.
Him, Michael Bay, Joe Schumacher.
No, don't even get started on Michael Bay.
He's making Bad Boys 3.
Because-
Nice.
No, I don't know.
God, no,
really?
I kinda don't wanna see that.
No.
Whoa,
I kinda don't wanna
He's
see
doing
that.
Transformers.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, you damn right he did.
That was my
Number one.
Nice.
Bad Boys
That's awesome.
2 was like 2 hours 45 minutes.
That and it was no plot. I know, but it was funny.
No plot.
No,
the first
it
one?
wasn't.
Well, there's no plot in it. It was a
wasn't.
bunch of slow motion action
It
things
wasn't.
that made you laugh.
I liked it.
It wasn't bad. I had both of them because they came together in one pack.
Yeah.
But still, but
It was Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in the 90s. I was watching Bad Boy.
Oh yeah.
the first one was my shit.
Oh no, Bad Boys is the
first
bomb.
one, yeah.
First one was, but the second
Bad
one.
Boys 2 was like, why did we need another 35 minutes?
You know what's funny? I was watching. I
like it.
I work and I watch a bunch of old movies that are on YouTube because nobody gives a shit about them, like Arabian Nights that came out in like '99
You know what? I thought about.
with John Leguizamo in it.
I thought about you
forgot
the
about
other
that.
night. I thought about you the other night, honestly, because we went to watch Gone in 60 Seconds.
Hey, I like Gone in 60
That
Seconds.
movie was trash.
I love
like
that
it.
movie.
At least I love that movie.
No.
like
Because it's one of those movies that's
trash.
absolutely about nothing, but you can put it on and it's a romp. It's like-
You know what? I'll
Here's
say
the
this
thing, though.
before you finish.
Here's
I'll
the
say
thing.
the
Go
one
ahead.
thing about the movie that I like is that it knew that it only needed one. Fast and Furious should have did that. But
Here's-
Fast and Furious said,
yeah.
let's make 7 more and keep
Yeah.
going.
Make 8 of them.
Here's the thing. Here's the
Just keep
thing.
going.
The cover on Amazon Prime looked like Gone in 60 Seconds.
So it wasn't Gone in 60 Seconds?
No. This was the fucking 70s version.
Oh, with Steve McQueen?
That was
Yeah,
no,
right.
it didn't have Steve McQueen. It was
seen it.
He's on the right track.
no,
though.
that was Death Race 2000. That had
Oh, yeah,
Steve
that
McQueen in it.
Oh, and what's that movie he was in with the
but this movie was like
I don't know.
Trey.
Italian Job.
It was like blaxploitation with white people.
I like
right?
blaxploitation.
I know.
Count Black
and
is
that's
one of my
why I
favorite
thought
movies.
about you because it was like, oh my god, this
I like
movie
Count
is
Black.
so
I
entirely
like
cheese. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it took us like 10 minutes into the movie to be like, because every time I've seen Gone in
Cinematography looks
60
kind of
seconds,
old.
it was one of those like, wait a minute, I can't remember how this
Pretty sure
movie
this is
starts.
VHS.
Like every time I've watched it since it came out was like from the middle on, like flipping the channels through
It
cable
starts
and like,
with his
oh,
brother. It starts
that's
with
cool.
Nicolas Cage's brother.
Yeah.
Giovanni Ribisi's character stealing cars.
Yeah.
I mean, you always got to be careful when you see Nicolas Cage in a movie because you're like, it's either going to be extremely
You know,
bad
he was
or
here like about a week or two ago. Remember, he was
I'm
down
pretty
at the
sure he
Alamo
was.
Draft House on South Lamar.
Weird
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah.
No, there was actually a Nicolas Cage marathon.
Yeah. You know what,
over there, and he showed up.
He showed up.
He showed up at the marathon and was like, "I'm going to watch all these horrible Nicolas Cage movies with
Yeah.
Nicolas
Which movies
Cage
did they
fans."
show?
He probably was there
horrible
crying like
movies.
Shia
He was
LaBeouf
there.
in that theater.
Oh, it was.
And he
shit
was
like-
reading some poetry or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
no.
shit like
With this
Snake
jacket on him.
Oh,
Eyes
that's my
and
money
stuff
back.
like that.
Nicolas Cage does mad drugs. I'm just so convinced. He just is on a continuous
You know, a movie I saw, I was watching.
That ego just
continuous
ate
high.
him up.
You know, a movie I watched the other night that is still good to me.
I'm okay with
That
it.
new Ghostbusters movie.
I watched it.
What?
I like that.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I didn't
Okay.
watch it.
I'm
I watched
a
it last
woman,
night.
so
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched it
I
last
like
night.
Alright.
like the fact
It was
that they had all
enjoyable.
the women.
It was an
Yeah.
enjoyable
I
movie.
like
feel you.
that.
I feel
And it
you.
was the same damn movie as the first one.
It was the exact same
It
damn
was the
movie.
same damn movie. It was the
I
same
need to
movie
watch
as
it
the
to
original.
judge it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, and
I just know the old one.
I don't know. To me, I guess it was a string of setups.
I don't think it had a chance. Like, I don't-
I'm not going to say it didn't have a chance because I even gave it a chance.
I like it.
And I am a die-hard Ghostbusters fan, but even I gave it a chance. I'm willing to see some women what I would have liked to have seen is maybe a modern interpretation, maybe something where the firehouse is passed on or something like that. But to do it from the entire point of view of the first movie and then redo it, it literally for me became an entire string of setups for jokes.
So you wanted it more so just to be like a continuation of what had already been, the story that had already been told.
like them the
Well,
original
I
Patrick.
think that
would've
would have
been
been.
a good
I
idea,
think
I
that
think.
would have
That
been more
would've been pretty
interesting.
cool.
Number one.
Or is it-
Number two. I think if you watch the first one, it's not a setup for jokes. The jokes aren't set up.
That makes sense.
And this one, the jokes are very much. They're very much. It's very much formulaic.
I will say this from a screenwriting perspective. It would have, in my opinion, I think it would have been hard to try to continue the story from the first two, because how would you explain why New York is still skeptical about ghosts when you've clearly been attacked twice by huge ghosts?
And you've seen the Statue of Liberty walking out of the
past
harbor
you,
and
they were playing with a Nintendo, and you saw the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walking. So that's why I think
it's been. You know why? Because it's been 30 years and people forget.
True that.
Ghost?
Yeah. No.
How do you look at the Statue of Liberty walking out of the harbor?
But I see what you're saying. But I get it. But like,
how do you forget that the U.S. government fucking trafficked opium in the middle of fucking the Vietnam War?
Because it wasn't in the middle of CNN though. I don't know shit. But look, listen. I see what you're saying. I'm just saying because there would have been at least
because our concept of history just does not go back that far.
But
it just doesn't. I'm sorry.
I think
as a society,
don't go back far enough.
People don't think 30 years.
But then you would have had to have the original Ghostbusters play themselves. And I think they were trying. It's weird because they were doing this weird thing where they were trying to create their own universe outside of the originals, but then they bring in the originals to remind you of their existence. So you're kind of like, well.
Which is tough because Egon's dead.
He was actually in the movie, kind of.
The real one?
His bust was out there in the hallway. But
it was.
You know what they should have done to make it better? Had Bobby Brown in it. He was in the second one.
Yep.
He could have been the hotel manager at this point.
Yep.
He could have.
In fact, so we could have
progression.
He could have played a part like Damon Wayans in in Beverly Hills Cop. Where it's like, oh, you need a banana?
No, he didn't need a banana.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, you just take that. It's okay.
Banana in the tailpipe.
Banana in the tailpipe.
The weapon that show that nobody watches.
Like
apparently
banana in the tailpipe.
But
I like Ghostbusters. I saw Ghostbusters. I watched.
I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I mean,
to me,
I didn't see it.
It was an enjoyable movie for me personally.
I have a lot of this complaint with a lot of modern movies and a lot of modern horror and sci-fi movies. The hell are we listening to? Amora, come on now.
What was that?
Who knows?
That was her phone.
If you want to go live, you just let me know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that a piece of shit?
Yeah. And it's so messed up because
it doesn't look bad. Or wait,
it's shit in the toilet.
On Sunday, I dropped my phone in the toilet.
That's all right. It happens. It happens.
It's still alive.
It could be worse. Your phone could look like Fresh's.
It could.
Yeah.
But
once again, I work with kids, so yeah.
For me, when it comes to movies, effects, things like that, I want things to be seamless. I don't want it to look like The Hobbit and shit like that, where things
like tons
are
of CGI.
I don't mind tons of CGI, but it's got to be done at the right frame rate.
Right.
Well,
and unfortunately, the stuff that was done for Ghostbusters was very video game.
Well, it's funny because
it was in your face.
Well,
CGI.
to be fair, there was
it wasn't soft.
And I looked this up. There's almost the same amount of CGI in the new one as the old one. But it's like when you're younger, you kind of process it differently. So you're kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, but the old
technology
one,
is advanced so far. What they did with the new
old
one
was not CGI.
Nah.
Well, exactly, because the CGI progressed the same way. But this one, the one problem they made with CGI was that they made
hand-drawn animation.
With the new one, it wasn't them in front of a green screen. It was them more reacting to probably a tennis ball. But this new one, they made the mistake of probably having them in front of a big ass green screen, looking at nothing.
Yeah,
trying to act like something was going on.
Well, and they still did stuff like.
Don't you talk about Star Wars over here? Don't you do that?
Well, no, and that to me, that to me is the huge difference between the prequels and the two new resets.
We're not doing that. We're not doing this tonight.
In the Star,
That was over. It's over. Thank you guys.
Went there.
I don't do Star Wars slander. No Star Wars.
We'll talk about
slander. We've had this conversation before.
We've had this conversation in private.
If Star Wars isn't heroin in America, I don't know what is.
Phantom Menace looks like shit. Watch Phantom Menace now. Phantom Menace looks like shit. It looks like an old ass video game.
I'm not doing this. I'm out. Bye.
Really?
It looked like an old ass video game, dude.
Knocking the microphone over.
Dude, it'd be awesome.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Phantom Menace.
That's cool.
Number 1, 2, and 3 were a very large advertisement for LucasArts and Lucasfilm, and what ILM could do.
I'm so damn tipsy. Give me that beer, please.
It was a huge, to me, advertisement as to what they could do on film. Whereas now they've gone back to the concept of having a physical set, having actual physical set placement and things like that behind people.
Right.
Whereas in the first three, the prequels,
nobody told George Lucas no.
A good 70-80% of it is green
CGI.
screen.
Which is when you look at it, you have to say, damn.
They're in this big ass warehouse and they're all doing
amazing
all
technology, fantastic showboating of technology.
You have to watch that and say to yourself, like, damn, Ewan McGregor.
I've seen some of the
you're either on coke
like
or a great actor, because there's no way Ewan McGregor was staring at anything at any point in time during he made those movies.
I'm gonna say both.
He's probably like, you know what? Whatever, George. Just make sure this check clears. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, and that to me is what made them so harsh. And
I just think that Hollywood remakes, they need to be careful on what they want to pick on when they start remaking.
But
stop doing remakes.
But Steven, you're right. It's funny. It's like they're very selective in what to do. Because me and Mom had this conversation. They don't remake Wizard of Oz.
Right.
They're going after like the Godfather.
Yeah.
You'll see Casablanca remake.
No, they have.
The what?
Wizard of Oz is now a TV show.
But I'm talking about they don't do like the exact movie.
Like everything with Wizard of Oz.
No.
They do like little spin-offs and shit that nobody gives a fuck about.
Everything with Wizard of Oz now is based off a
TV.
book that has already been written. It's much like James Bond. They're not James Bond isn't a spin-off. It's just it's an adaptation of a book that has been written or a story that has been told. So it's the same with Wizard of Oz. Dude wrote 13 books.
Which is interesting that you bring up James Bond, because James Bond is one of those that literally
sucks.
Not just
whoa. We're not doing 00 slander. 00 slander. 00 we're not doing up in here.
But it is interesting because it's one of those that
you can say fuck Roger Moore and all that shit, but we're not doing that.
Fuck Sean Connery.
Who is it that they were talking about? Idris Elba?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, it won't, because the writer of James Bond said it would not fly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fly.
And then when he said that the Fleming family came out and said he really has no say-so in what goes on. Because they still own the estate of James. They own the Ian Fleming's estate, so they say it really doesn't matter what he says. We still own it, so whatever our final word is say-so. So, it can still happen. If they want to.
But I say he said, but Idris Elba came out and said he wouldn't do it because he didn't want to be tied to one character that long.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Craig is basically bitched and moaned his way through these last two, so everybody's like, yeah, I'm fine, like I'm cool on it.
He said he would slit his wrist.
That's the way it works. You know, you end up being stereotyped into one thing, and it's pretty dangerous.
Well, Daniel Craig's not a good actor, so he has to only be James Bond in my opinion. What other movie you see him in that was good? Don't say Dreamhouse.
I'm not agreeing. I didn't see that either. The only other movie outside of that I saw him in was Polar Express.
Who?
No, the Golden Compass. Golden Compass. That was the only movie I saw him outside of.
The fuck is that?
Polar Express.
Yeah, I gotta say Polar Express.
It had polar bears.
The Polar Express. Everybody was Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We have to save the polar bears, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. Whatever.
Why?
But
There you go.
they're like endangered or something.
I'm sorry, Aaron, you talking to the wrong.
So are we.
Fresh hates animals. Fresh thought they should have shot Harambe and all his family.
Yeah.
With a machine gun.
So
Who are animals?
I would have went there with the AK, shot that damn gorilla in the head.
Damn right.
He thought he Scarface with the gorillas.
They're selling
Damn
the
right.
Cheeto that looks like a
That
Rambo.
gorilla was dragging that pole bear and all that water.
Here's the
Baby could
thing.
have dragged
One of the articles that we posted recently
damn
on
gorilla.
Dudes and Beer, and you
Fuck that
guys,
gorilla, fuck Shamu.
you guys follow the Dudes and Beer group on Facebook. You know,
I just requested it.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to come be a part of it. I post all kinds of articles on there all the time, but one of them that was posted recently was that the Earth actually had a huge breach in its electromagnetic field.
I believe it.
And not many people realize that. And one that I posted last week that we did an episode on with Stone Winchester all of a few weeks ago was the fact that the Earth's magnetic pole is getting ready to shift. And this is a regular cycle that happens.
That means my toilet bowl will go the opposite way.
That we're actually, the
like
Coriolis effect that happens in Australia, where the toilet bowl spins the opposite way, will be up here.
How did I know that? And I didn't really even know that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking by the time Magneto got Thor's hammer and just like reverse polarity, he killed like half the people in there.
Yeah. Exactly, and
exactly. What the fuck? I don't want to die.
It happens.
Damn it, Chris.
If you actually look at magnetic deposits in lava in Hawaii, you can see the fact that about every 10,000 years we predictably shift poles.
I want to go to Hawaii though.
Where the North Pole shifts
to
south. and it's wild.
Talk about bipolar.
If she's a naked woman, that's a
But we're actively overdue for that. So it's one of those like, oh my God, sure.
I look at it like this,
Go ahead.
In Star Wars, when the Emperor rose to power.
Oh, dude, that was all fucking Jar Jar Binks' fault.
That's a whole other topic. But I agree with you on that.
We're not going that far.
I do agree with you.
Okay.
When he rose to power, there were 2 twins born to a queen of royal blood that eventually helped reverse everything. And Beyonce's pregnant with twins. I'm going to say. We'll throw that out there.
She's Padme.
Basically.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z has to turn to Darth Vader. That's all. It's get burnt up by his master, Jazzo. And
Jazzo set his ass on fire.
Jay-Z's going to start slaughtering all rappers under the age of 18.
Basically.
Just weighing waste.
I'll say
Puff Daddy in it.
Waste, I mean.
Puff Daddy needs to avoid all movies. Have you seen Carlito's Way 2?
Oh, God.
God, that movie was horrible. So what the fuck is this?
I didn't even finish watching it. It was so damn bad.
What the fuck is this? I went to go see Fences. That was good.
Oh, yeah? Now, I know the last time y'all were on, because it was just before y'all started #The Breaks on KUTX.
Oh, yeah. It was.
We were talking about I Am Not Your Negro.
Yeah, with James Baldwin. Yeah.
Have y'all seen that yet?
No, I'm trying to see this.
Okay, because good God, I've been trying to find somewhere to go watch it. I've been trying to.
It's only
find
in 2 theaters
somewhere
I've
to
seen.
see
I think it's in Regal, like in Cedar Park, and there's South Lamar, Alamo.
Alamo Drive has on South Lamar, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to go see that.
Trying to go see that. I may go see that after my training on Saturday. So
you'll take your girlfriend for Valentine's Day.
That seems like a good romantic movie.
No, I'm going to.
And she's not going to go see it anyway. No.
50 Shades.
Ooh, nice.
50 Shades Darker.
I'm a little disappointed in the movies, but I'm gonna still watch them anyway.
Okay, now
they're disappointed.
And see, that to me is a phenomenon that just as much to me as heroin.
What?
To bring it full circle.
The hell of a comparison.
To bring it full circle.
That is a hell of a comparison.
That to me is a part of society that has come up to the surface.
The sexual,
just as much, because I mean, look at the fact in the last few years. Look in the last few years, people that we have lost to heroin use, like major actors and stuff like that.
Who looked at heroin?
Robert Williams, it was a heroin overdose. Philip Seymour Hoffman
was a heroin overdose.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And those are 2 I know.
And there was another one. Yeah, the guy from Hunger Games.
Crap.
Really? Hunger Games? Philip Seymour Hoffman? He's like 50 movies.
She knows. Yeah, she knows.
But it's interesting because this is something that, is also an undercurrent in modern society that has recently started to spring to the surface.
Because it's funny because people are taking some of their favorite stories and revamping them to fit like all this sex stuff, because that's how 50 Shades actually came about.
Because Americans are prudes.
No, she liked the
Go ahead, Amora.
She liked the Twilight story, but instead of it being the vampires and the wolves and stuff, she wanted Edward and Bella. Edward so nice looking, and Bella this just regular girl. She took him from being a vampire and made him just a regular human, and she made them have all this crazy sex that they didn't get to talk about in Twilight because
fuck to you.
That was for like kids. So she took the story of Twilight, revamped it for herself to fit all this crazy sex stories that she envisioned for it.
And now all you women are eating that shit up.
And now it's 50 Shades of Grey.
And I guess
interesting.
I'd rather like 50 Shades of Grey. I had sex in that movie.
Oh my God.
The movie is trash.
I'm a virgin.
The books are a lot better.
The books are better.
They're always better.
They could have had someone better play
except for The Shining,
and someone way better play him.
I think they did. They did have something that all women wanted, and then he just said, "You know what? I'm not doing this anymore."
The dude from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam was supposed to originally do it, but
Charlie who?
Hunnam.
That's his name, Hunnam?
Yeah.
I thought it was Hume.
Here's just an honest question: do you, as a woman, see that as something that is liberating, or see that as something that is necessarily servile to the man that's being served in the story?
Liberating. Just go ahead and say liberating.
I never thought about that. Though.
Women like that rough,
because
throw around and beat. I can almost call the cops. I'm not going to type of
No, not every woman likes that.
No, and
Not
you shouldn't
everyone.
like that because I mean, quite honestly,
beat me like Chris Brown.
Hey,
No.
I watch a lot of Special Victims Unit, and I straight up
Oh my God!
I straight up refer to that shit as murder rape.
I feel like
that's what it is.
no.
Hey, baby, let's sit back and watch some murder rape.
There's times.
Hey, Ice-T gets the best lines in that whole show.
All two of them?
It does, actually.
You know it.
What are we going to do about this?
Anyway, stop. Amora was about to make a very deep point here.
No, I feel like there's times when you can just get it like that, and then there's times where I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I feel like for me, after a night of drinking, I'm gonna come home and I'm not gonna want no lovey. Let's make love and be all nice and slow and touch each other.
You're gonna want something nasty.
Yeah.
Beat my ass.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's all right to
me.
say. We are some, but does it come down to that? And that's the question because they beat me.
It just,
It's a little hot in here. I know
I
that.
guess it depends on
You're real
who
sexy
your
in here.
partner
You know,
is and how
real
deep
sex.
things are,
There's
because-
HBO.
because there is that
Nice,
understood there is that understood barrier. There is
Right, but
you know
in
that
this generation,
T over here co-signing this bullshit to represent us. Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like in this generation, a lot of women don't know themselves and they don't take the time to get to know themselves
Here we go.
and teach guys what they want.
Not enough women masturbate.
And they don't know their worth
It's true,
to take that title and be like, let me teach you how to love me, let me teach you what I like. They're just like, oh, you're in control because you're the man and I want you to want me.
well,
so
and
what
the
you
real
should.
question is, like I brought up earlier, how often is it that we are the ones listening? How often is it that we are the ones that are actually, as the man in society, and we actually had an episode not too long ago about the concept of love as a man in society. You know, and unfortunately, we're taught this twisted concept of love in society. And when it comes to emotional communication, because that's what it ultimately boils down to when it comes to that intimate communication.
Right.
When it comes to that intimate moment, it is emotional communication. And we as men, unfortunately, in this society, are not taught to emotionally communicate. We aren't taught that emotional barrier, you know. Oh, look at that. Fresh, the golden angel.
I told you.
Fresh, the golden angel.
Not enough women masturbate, man. Not enough women masturbate. Not enough women know themselves sexually.
Not only that,
that's true.
To tell a man how they like to be pleased.
This show went all the way just...
No, because I watched Wendy Williams.
Why?
No, I don't watch her. But I just seen an interview she did with Megan Good. And she asked Megan Good because she married a pastor.
I bet she
said,
did.
how long were you celibate before you and him were intimate? She said, we were celibate together a year, but before we started dating, I was only celibate a couple of months. And she said then once we started dating, we both were celibate for a year, but before me, he was celibate for 10 years because of what he does.
He's a bastard.
And so then Wendy Williams asked her, so you weren't nervous after you guys got married and then you guys did it for the first time? What was it wasn't going to be awkward because you have to kind of test drive the car first. And
you do? I want to test drive my car.
But her answer, I liked her answer because I agree with her. She said, no, because when you have that deep connection,
that's it.
Emotionally, mentally,
that's it.
Then the physical part comes together because you guys teach each other how to please each other.
Exactly,
right.
And it's that open communication that comes about from an open relationship to begin with.
What did she try to tell y'all to fix your life?
Well, no.
Look, see, thank you. A man can't give no woman advice.
Wendy wasn't giving her advice. Wendy was asking a question and she gave an answer. And I agree with that because I feel like even to this day with my man, I teach him what I like and he teaches me what he likes because it's not just all about...
Right. No.
Right.
I'll say this though. I'll say this. No. You be careful, Wendy, because if you beat her in the game, she'll rip your arms off. Like Chewbacca.
They're making it about Wendy, and it's not about Wendy.
Why do you
Wookiees hate to lose?
Okay, hold on.
Wookies hate to lose.
I love you, Confucius.
But
why you gotta be all Trump about it? Why you gotta be all Trump about it?
Because Wendy looks like a damn Chewbacca.
Lies, all lies.
Grab me a
Whatever.
Look, I agree with Amo about the emotional and physical shit.
No.
That's why he's single. Okay.
That's right. Yes, you said it. I didn't.
And I'm with you.
He's gonna get to that.
I didn't have an old chub.
He's gonna get to that point one day.
Yeah, I got an old chub. Who wants an old chub? Oh, you
I just grabbed it.
You know, Amo, I'm so happy that you're married and settled down because I like to see my friends happy, but damn it.
Literally, though, I mean, it is.
I'm living out here like Bell Biv DeVoe Poison.
We do, like we said in the episode in Vegas, you know, we as men.
See, they do in Vegas, try to stun on us.
In
Vegas.
We as men have a twisted view of love in this society.
I agree.
And,
Shut the hell up. Don't talk to Steve Harvey shit.
We've been given.
I'm not Steve
You
Harvey.
leave Steve Harvey the fuck alone. I don't give a damn whose name he got wrong. That man has some great principles in life.
I'm not Steve Harvey because I haven't been married 4 times and then gave up all the game on all men. So no.
Yeah, you got a point.
But I'm
just saying,
I have a daughter, so therefore
I have a niece.
I have a son coming.
I'm just saying, like, we got to teach our kids better because this generation is fucked.
Oh no, it's screwed.
Amo's like 19 telling us.
Whatever, they are. They really are.
Yeah.
Because when I think about like back in the day and when I was growing up,
and this is interesting.
In 2000.
Stop.
I'm sorry,
Stop,
serious.
because she's literally the age of people that I taught for years.
Like, I was raised by my grandmother.
Yeah.
She grew up in a time to where the men courted the women. And what made me fall for my boyfriend now is because he didn't call me and say, I'm outside. He didn't send a text and say, I'm outside. He would come knock on the door.
Yeah.
He would walk me to the door to make sure I got all the way in the house.
That's right. Yeah.
He would not touch me until he felt like I was ready for that.
Yeah, until you were safe.
And I wasn't used to that because I was used to guys just looking at me and being like, oh, I want that. Oh, let me just tell you what you want to hear so I can get in your pants.
Absolutely.
My boyfriend wasn't like that, and it's just so funny.
Well, and that's the thing, because, I mean, quite honestly, and we've covered this on the show with you guys before, you know, how...
I've been drinking.
Oh, no, we have. You know, the whole concept of rap in society and things like that, and how it has actually... kind of coerced some of that.
Yes.
On both sides, and I'm not going to say
3 videos.
Hey, there have been just as many songs from Salt and Pepper on the other side. All right. Talking about a man's ass and everything else, and about how if he ain't got the package to present, I don't want to see it.
Tell you don't write paragraphs. We can't. I don't mind reading all that shit.
But
if there is an emotional connection that you haven't had.
So if there's an emotional connection, but you haven't had sex, what happens when you realize the two of you aren't physically compatible? You're required to be equally yoked in all aspects.
I feel like it goes back to how deep your connection is.
How deep is your love for me? Ooh. Tell me what it's gonna be.
Well, and you know, quite honestly, and I'll direct this directly to Tia, because not too long ago, I remember her posting. I remember her posting lyrics from a song about, and I'm trying to remember who it was from. About, you know, you got to.
All women these days post lyrics from Trey songs for some reason. All of them.
In order to get over a man, you got to get under a man.
She's probably talking shit about me.
You know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, to me,
we'll get another text here in a minute.
As you were saying, Amora, that to me belies a definite mentality. You know, whenever you're looking at the fact of in order to get over a man, you got to get under a man. In order to get over a woman, you got to get under a woman. Unfortunately, that is the aspect that we as a society have adopted. And that, I mean, to take it right back full loop to the topic of the show and heroin. I mean, that's it.
You bring it back to heroin every time.
That's every time. Every time. That is what we've short-circuited ourselves to a point of not feeling. We've short-circuited ourselves to a point of being anesthetized as a society.
I feel I love my children. Looking at talking about she on her way. I wish, but
yeah,
she don't know where we're at. Don't send an address either.
She knows.
She's been here before.
But it's like, has she been here?
Yeah, she did a show without me.
She's been here.
She did a show by herself.
Yeah, she's been here without y'all, boy. Tia's a great guest.
He's like, oh shit.
Me?
Fuck Tia.
She's great.
Hi, Tia.
We love Tia.
You guys be making me get started on topics I can go on and on about.
But that's a good thing, and that's an important thing, and that's what this show's about.
I want to say I totally understand what Amora was saying though. Like, I mean, this is digging deep on my end, but me and Jamie had this emotional connection that was just unbelievable, and and that's what made the whole thing. It was like, and I mean, yeah, everything else was right there too, but it was the emotional that it beat everything.
Because I remember, actually, Confucius used to be the one to tell me back in my savage days where I used to just play guys and I didn't care about their feelings and I was just kind of like, whatever. Yeah. But he used to always tell me, like, you have to remember, any vagina can make a man come.
Go give them isms. Go give them isms, girl. Give them the game I gave you.
When you hear a guy say that, and then you're like, oh, am I not compatible with this person? Well, I mean, anybody can have sex and get what they want from it, because most women, they can please themselves.
That's it.
And then just never call a guy again.
Way better than a man. Yeah. Way better than a man.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
You should know yourself better than I do.
And I will never dismiss the fact, and number one, that a woman knows a woman's body better than a man.
And I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I will never. Oh, okay, yeah. As if.
I mean, us three here are parents. Steven, you don't have any children. Fresh, you don't have any kids?
No, I don't have any kids. I'm very damn
He's gone on the record numerous times.
I'm very damn sure. I've had some scares.
Fresh is out there, man. Don't let Fresh fool you. Fresh is out there, man.
I ain't got nobody's kids.
Fresh is fully available, ladies.
Yeah, you're fully available.
He is everywhere.
He ain't saying nothing.
Look at that face.
Fresh is everywhere you want to be.
There you go, Fresh.
Look,
when it comes to the breaks, I'm like Johnny Gill. I'm into God and my better in my life, and Fresh is like Bobby Brown. He just all over the place.
All over the place.
Women doing drugs.
It's like T.D. Jakes meets fucking Bobby Brown.
Basically, I put a status up that said I don't like dealing with ratchet women, and Fresh commented said Confucius says no to ratchet pussy. Fresh can't. I said, yo, Fresh.
Okay, Fresh, you're up to a challenge now. You're up to a challenge. All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here we go.
They mother got her Ayala on. Yeah. Come on,
Here's the thing. You got to bring in something crazier than Confucius.
What, talking about the stripper?
Oh, the chick that was with the lizard girls?
Yeah.
The lizard people that believe in
Yeah.
Emma was talking shit about what she had bad makeup.
Her makeup was terrible.
She did like a Joker.
Like it was like it just didn't match.
It was all over the goddamn place. It was all over the fucking place.
I was like, let me help.
3/4 of the show was her posting pictures of herself on the show.
Yeah, she does most of the time. Chris was like, are you here?
I think she made Confucius do a couple of years. She was like, oh my God.
Give me a multiple shots. I'm just sitting here like, whatever. Just keep pushing the button.
Well, Chris,
but that's the challenge. That is the challenge I bring before you. All right.
I'm going to bring in here a book of midget. You keep fucking with me.
Because you know me.
And they're out there.
I can deal with anything.
I have to bring in somebody else better than what he brought.
I brought a stripper. Yeah. That's what he want. They want to be the stripper.
I know a couple strippers.
Do you?
You gotta bring in something.
No, you can't do that. You used to work at Bombshell. That's not fair.
That's not fair. Bring in whoever you want.
No, Amos gonna come in here with about 6 women, and nobody can beat that.
Amora,
I'll pull up some.
I'm here to tell you, Amora. Much like Tia, you have an open invitation to the show anytime.
No,
Tia can come on anytime.
Tia is more than welcome on this show. She is one. I'm
gonna bring a prostitute midget here with one leg. That's gonna be unbeatable.
Now, if you can do that, you might win a silver trophy.
I will say the last show that I had the 3 of y'all on was was
Three of us.
the election.
Oh yeah, me. Oh yeah, that's right. There was.
And there was a lady. I will
more than
admit
three
the
of us,
fact.
but yeah.
There was a lot of stunned silence amongst all of us
For y'all.
with that shit.
I called. I was sitting there because it's funny.
And every one of us. Every one of us.
Because we were sitting there, me and T were texting each other. She was like, "Why aren't you talking?" I'm sitting there like.
Yeah,
this is going bad. This is going I thought it was going to
This
go.
is not good.
Yeah,
this is going to get bad pretty quick.
We saw that. We saw y'all texting. I think Chris.
She's like, I'm getting nervous. You're making me nervous. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you right now. It's not going to go the way we think it's going to go.
I want to say there was a moment where Chris said, "Are y'all texting each other?"
Yeah, are y'all busy?
It was crazy. That was a long show. It took like 4 hours.
Oh, it was a long one. It was good shit. It was great.
Except for the outcome, maybe.
So what'd you guys think about the Super Bowl? Did y'all get to watch the Super Bowl?
I was disappointed.
The Super Bowl that was good to the fourth quarter.
Oh, what happened? What's wrong?
You know what the hell what happened?
I think it was more like third quarter, wasn't it? Somewhere there.
Well, no, because when
it was all fourth.
It was all fourth.
It was like 28-3. And then,
Yeah. No, it was all a fourth quarter.
Tom Brady had a flashback at a deflate gate, and the fact his wife was probably going to leave him if he lost.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? Fuck this. Started launching the ball down the field. And
you ain't going to know Walt Disneyland.
It happened. It was pretty incredible.
I was watching because he had his children up there, and when you have kids, you understand. Understand. But anytime you see somebody else's kids, you always imagine how your kids would react in the same situation. So I imagine if I was up on stage with my 3 kids,
your kids would have been tearing shit up on stage.
Khalil would have been throwing stuff at my daughter, and Malik, my oldest son, would have probably been pointing at Khalil like, "Daddy, look at him! Look what he's doing! Tell him to stop!" So I always picture how my kids react in like certain situations.
What about you, Amora?
Her daughter's so cute.
Oh, really?
She's sassy.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's not saying full words yet.
Enjoy it while it can.
She says a couple of words.
Enjoy it while it lasts, because they don't stop talking ever.
She is 15 months. So
oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, enjoy it. As fresh how Malik is with him.
She's just like, she's so funny. Last night, Sunday, we were watching the Super Bowl, and her dad's team started losing. She just laid on the ground, and she was just like,
oh.
My life is over.
And it's interesting because I saw an article the other day, and I actually witnessed it, where more women were interested in the Super Bowl and in football than ever.
That explains the low ratings.
Where literally, like, they were the ones in crowds that were, taking over stuff. And
I was with my mother and my little brother and his girlfriend, who clearly didn't want to be there, and my daughter.
Aaliyah.
And it was all right. I will say the best game this year, football-wise, was Cowboys and Green Bay. That was the best game.
Playoff game,
Yeah, that was some good action.
But the fact that the Falcons choked was just annoying as shit. I'm like, really? This is you guys had the game.
They shut
Did
them
I not
down.
hear or understand on the radio they said the Falcons the owner or something came down too, and he was partying before.
He came out of his.
He was on the sidelines.
Yeah, they said he was already like celebrating.
No, they kept cutting to him during the broadcast, and it was like this look of disbelief.
Right,
just like
because
he thought he had it.
The biggest deficit ever made up in the Super Bowl was 10 points. So going into it,
and I think it said when it was 21.
Yeah, nobody's
ever
come back from a deficit of 10 points or greater.
In a Super Bowl.
And they came back. They came back with 25
points.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's Fox, right? That has the broadcasting things on it. So, anyways, they said when it went into overtime, Fox made $20 million more just going into overtime because of the commercials.
It sucked this year.
Yeah.
You know what? For the last few years.
That's a lot of.
I like the Guardians commercial. The Guardians commercial was good.
The Guardians trailer was good.
You see, it was Aisha. I told you it was going to be Aisha in this movie.
They had the Pope that actually had a commercial.
The Pope had an opening statement. That was some good action.
To use this to kind of unite.
Aisha is the sister of Amora.
To unite.
Yep.
That's bad, yeah. It was good. I mean,
It was mediocre. Yeah.
They said there was the woman with the bionic arm with the bow.
What did y'all think about Gaga's performance?
I fell asleep on it, and not because she was born. I just fell asleep. I was tired.
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to see Lady Gaga anymore.
I've been drinking for a lot of times, so I fell asleep.
Lady Gaga's not my cup of tea.
Me either.
Yeah. See, me
she's extremely talented though.
Me as an AV tech, like
I mean, she's
quite honestly.
I like her better as an actress.
It was
an actress.
But
she was in.
It's one of those things of like
she's a great musician.
I was in the in the midst of cooking like the first 3 minutes, and I kept telling my wife, like, you don't get it. This is why I tune into the Super Bowl.
I feel you.
Like, the game is great, but me as an AV technician and doing what I do, I'm tuning in for the halftime show.
And I say that
I'm tuning in for the technology. I'm tuning in for the fact that, like, there was a green screen cut that happened that people weren't even aware of. Like that whole shot of her on top of the roof of
like a Batman
Stadium.
villain?
Yeah.
I
like,
think that was green screen.
Some people say it was symbolic of...
well, no. Like, there was a swarm of like 1,000 drones behind her.
That made up
controlled.
the American flag.
And people were like, oh, that's live.
Those lights that were in the
sky.
sky.
And it's like, no, that can't be live because there's no way that the Blue Angels would ever approve a flyover when there's going to be a swarm of 1,000 drones at some point.
That's true. Good point. Well, you know, it's funny because like you said, with working with AV, like me and Amo, because we DJ'd, you know, anytime we go to a club, we would always like stare at the DJ the whole time. Everybody else's party, we'd be up there like... He's not playing the right song. It's not a good mix. It's not a good mix.
I did that. I still do.
You can't help but do it.
I can't help it. Like, I do not like to go inside Shakespeare's.
Yeah, because you're I went to Shakespeare like the DJ. I'm like,
sucks.
Thank you.
I'm like, I want to go up there and like knock him out.
See, to me, as an audio engineer, I can't go to most places. Because it's mixed as just a wall of sound.
Because you're criticizing what you're hearing.
Well, it's like a magician. When you know the tricks, you're kind of like, you're not doing it right.
Well, no, I know what should be happening, even with the DJ on stage.
I know what
in order to make things right.
I get it. I do the same thing. I was in band, so when I go see live performances, I look at the instrumentation and I listen to the arrangement of the song and I judge. Yeah. And sometimes I hear them like, that arrangement sucks. They could have did it this way. They could have did it this way. Homeboy in the back was behind like half a beat. So like, So I get it. Like,
I just imagine like that with
the harsh critic.
Like, you know, when I think I told you when we learned to talk to DJ, I said you'll never go to a club and look at the same way again because you'll be so focused on the DJ. You'll be like, you know what? He's cheating. He's making mistakes. I heard it.
Quite honestly, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm going to put it out there right now from both of you and you as well as Amora. I would like some honest criticism on the work of No Disassemble.
Avengers?
No.
Avengers called Disassemble. There's a Avengers called Disassembled. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. Matter of fact, can I have another beer, please? Another beer?
No, disassemble.com.
No Disassemble is me.
That's right.
That's my music.
Sent 2 songs to the Dropbox.
Yes, so I did.
By the way, guys, for the breaks, people listen to the show. Fresh is the local guy. Fresh picks all the local music. That's all him. I pick all the new music.
And just so you people understand, it's not that friggin' difficult. All right.
No, for them it's that difficult.
Go ahead and explain to people how to get the music to hashtag the breaks
for the umpteenth time.
Yeah.
You can submit your clean singles in
no curse words, motherfuckers. Goddamn motherfuckers.
Wave format to our drop box.
Oh, thank you.
Have to enunciate for some people. At 989thebreaks@gmail.com.
All right. 989
I
breaks.
say that now, but as
gmail.com.
I've checked it before this week, it was sure some MP3s in there. So
some MP3s.
Yeah, but the what you gotta remember, people, is that they need wave files. They need wave files. It was in the wrong place.
It was in the email.
I want to give y'all my DJ Sway record, and I'll play that. I love DJ Sway, and I got that record.
I'm tell you a story about it.
It's old school.
This is my first when she first because when I first started training.
Go ahead.
She spent the night to train her, right? Cause to me, in order to be a great DJ, you have to be able to stay up at night because you're DJing late at night. So she spent the night.
Never be one then.
Exactly. A lot of people think it's easy, but it's not. Yeah. So she had stayed over so I could train her to DJ, and I trained people on vinyls because that's how DJing started on vinyls. So I gave her 2 vinyl turntables and I gave her 2 of the exact same record. And I said, try to mix these beats and make them match together. So. My mind, because I've trained people before, was like, it's gonna take all goddamn night to figure this out. So I think I went to the bathroom or something and did some shit.
He went to the
and I came back and she figured it out how to mix. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, I just listened to it and figured it out. I'm like,
the cat and the dog.
And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a one-time thing. She got lucky. So I like scratch the records and mess it up, and she does it right back again. Really, I'm like, she's like fucking Rain Man of DJ, and she just knows it on top of her.
Just knows how to beat
She just figured out how to do it. She just figured out how to do it.
That's amazing.
So yeah, she still never beat me in a battle though. But yeah, she
He's lying. I DJ'd a house party, and 2 girls got pregnant.
Wait, was that house party?
Know.
Was that the house party?
Yeah, 2 parties.
Why wasn't I at this house?
I know you worked with 1987, but you were never there. You were never there.
Never around, okay?
Never around.
Once again.
She's finna yell at us. Much finna yell at us.
Fresh, according to the DNA, you were at that part. Now I'm just.
I wasn't there.
You are the father.
Actually, what it was, I take that back. One girl got pregnant and someone got head in your bathroom.
Yes,
and someone got head outside.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
By the same girl.
Oh my God.
My God.
Pineapples. Like Kevin Hart, pineapples. My safe word.
Confucius, why have I not been invited to your party?
This was like, how many years ago was this?
How many years ago was it?
Man, I don't know.
It's like 2013.
I used to dress very weird.
Because it's definitely not been since I've been a part of the RDG family. I can tell you
RDG
that.
is a calm down version. We're like Cadillac Records.
We're a little bit more
we calmed down.
toned down, right?
Yeah, Fresh was never there though. He was never there.
That's when Marcus used to actually be around.
Once again, when
Here we
the
go.
work needed to be done.
Here we go. I did the work. I sent out emails when they needed to be sent out.
When nobody else sending them bitches out.
What else is going to? You're the only one that had the job.
Thank you.
I will say this. I see Fresh post a lot more on those damn comic book guys than you do.
Who? Me?
Oh!
Bullshit, you don't post shit. What the hell?
I don't pay attention.
Maybe it's just how often I'm looking at Facebook.
It's me.
I don't know if I would have went
Fresh
there.
doesn't do shit on social media. I'm not trying to say that to be offensive, but he doesn't do shit on social media.
Seriously?
He doesn't.
Okay.
We have 3 social media sites. He don't do shit on any of them. Huh?
You got 3?
See what I mean? He don't do shit on any of them.
I know 2. What's the 3rd one?
Now he was letting me know what's up on the KXAN when the stories that post like what is the recent one?
KUTX?
You mean all about the murders?
No,
About the murders? Yeah, it's all he posts about murders.
Oh, and then the high school.
High school
Fresh is the Grim Reaper in the Crossroads video with Bone Thugs.
Yeah, no, he is straight up like the source for Austin murders.
And I work out there in Westwood.
If you want to know who and where,
harbinger of death. Don't follow him on Facebook.
if you want to know who and where
got shot,
somebody's been killed, Fresh is your man.
Fresh posts nothing but death on his Facebook. It's annoying. I don't like it.
He knows who got shot.
And quite honestly, as a newsie, as someone who follows that kind of shit, I want to know how the hell you get these stats, bro. Because you get some mad freaking stats.
He's a political science major and thinks he has to do that shit to run for office.
You get some crazy shit, dude.
Look, I follow every news outlet there is in this city. So when the news pops up,
right?
It's there. He's posting
it's there. I post more than death.
Yeah, nigga post death. He posts death. If somebody gets shot in the middle of the street, Fresh with it.
That's what come across the news
2 minutes
feed.
ago, literally, he got shot.
This is so sad. 2 minutes later, damn again. Like, oh, here you go for.
That's what comes across the news feed. So I feel like it's my duty to educate the people in the city on what's going on.
Yeah, because you recently started a new movement on Facebook. Talk a little bit about that.
What? Oh, my Black History, my Black History lesson. That I
you posted me and Amo's cousin. Me and Amo related.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But
I didn't know.
Yeah.
The oldest veteran. That's our cousin.
Well, there you have it.
Nice.
So,
I mean, your sister related.
Yeah. This dude. But I started like Black History Month. Every Black History Month, I try to teach my Facebook following a little bit.
After you tell them about death.
Tell them about that.
I'm keeping them knowledgeable what's going on out here in these streets. But I try to educate them every February, every year on Black history that they would not know or weren't taught about. So this year I decided to do local and state important figures within Black history within the state of Texas. And there are quite a few. And I couldn't tell you how many I'm in because...
look at the date.
You're in?
It's the 7th. You should be 7 in.
Yeah.
So...
Confucius keeping up.
I think today I did Voma Robert Overton Sr., who is like... They said is their cousin. I didn't know that.
He's the patriarch of our family. He's the oldest person in Overton.
Didn't know that when I was posting it. Wouldn't have put that one when I posted it had I known. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of Overtons. There's a whole lot of Overtons.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure my little brother related to his girlfriend, but he won't believe it. I'm trying to tell him. I said, bro, I think your girlfriend related to.
So funny you said that because my dad warned me before I moved here from California. My dad was like, we have a lot of family in Texas.
There's a lot of us. There's a lot of
You need to, anybody that you try to date, you need to look into their background.
I've been there before.
They say, hey, I'm related to Overtons. This us.
So
I've been there
my
before.
boyfriend's not black.
Yeah.
We got white people in our family.
Of course, because
My
comes from a
boyfriend
white man's
is,
name. That's
his
how
dad
people
is
got their
Mexican.
name.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
I've been there with the whole family thing before. I've been there before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep track of my family tree.
It's not a pleasant ordeal. It's a very rather awkward.
I want to know this story.
All right, I'll tell
It has
you.
to do with
Right.
He tried to have sex with his cousin.
Whoa.
Twice.
Hell no.
Damn.
And quit throwing that dumbass girl on my family.
Oh, Tasha related to you.
She bullshit. She ain't related to me, nigga.
Y'all from Arkansas or what?
Tasha related to is it who Tasha related to? CJ?
She related to her brother. To her brother. Tasha don't have no relationship with nobody in my family. Nobody
test
on
that
that
With the
shit.
body paint? With the body paint that ain't you?
No, hell, fuck no.
That's a body paint.
But anyway, back to my story. I think I was a
She looked like a camera.
junior in high school. Yeah, I was a junior in high school. And we started, I was in band, like I said before, and we started the All-Star Band.
Fresh was like 5 feet back then.
That's cool. I was still pulling them hoes,
I
though.
knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
So, but anyway,
that party.
Anyway, long story short, there was a girl who went to the rival high school. She was in our band hall
LBJ.
during the All-Star Band, and she took a liking to me.
Okay.
And she was rather smitten with me,
Oh,
but
really?
Keyword smitten.
unbeknownst to her,
A little freaky brass action.
she was actually on drumline.
I want you to bang my drums, baby.
How much alcohol y'all had?
Whoa. We wasn't going that deep. Like I said, unbeknownst to her, I am her. She didn't know I was her uncle.
What?
But
Okay, all right.
I
This is
knew
getting crazy.
I was her uncle. So apparently she was.
He still did it.
No, I didn't.
Keep it in the family, bro.
No, I didn't, dog.
Go and get it in like them
my
Lannisters. Like them Lannisters.
Don't put that lie on me.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
Might
put
have
that
said
lie
it
on me.
Confucius, but you stopped it. Hold on.
Fresh Lannister.
Let him finish.
But like I said, I knew I was her uncle, and I had to. And my mother told me that she liked me. I didn't know that she liked me, and I told my mother, "You have nothing to worry about. If nobody on my father's side tells her, if he doesn't or her mama don't tell her, trust me,
Nobody knows.
she's going to get her feelings hurt that day because I'm going to tell her. I am not going to let that happen, and I'm not going to string her along and make her believe that something could happen because she was planning our whole lives together. And
Oh my goodness.
because we had the same last name and all of that, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's a
because I'm
dead
not
giveaway.
going-
Yeah, wait a minute. Well, you have the same last name. Me and Amo didn't have the same last name. That should have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Who your people again? Knight?
Yeah.
She just thought it was a coincidence. She just thought it was. She just thought it was a happy coincidence, but like no,
Happy coincidence.
no.
She was trying to make it happy, all right.
It wasn't going down like that. It wasn't going down.
Kids would have came out like the hills have eyes.
Nothing happens.
No. What happened to that night? What happened to the end of that night? How did it end?
She found out.
She found out how during that night. She found out.
Not that way. Not the way you trying to make it sound.
So how did this night end?
She found out because my father was forced to tell her. He was forced to tell.
Okay.
You trying to have sex with your uncle?
So was that before the end of the night or during
There
that
was
night?
no night. There was no night to speak of. There was no night to speak
I got
of.
Are you serious?
I'm dead
I never
serious.
had sex with a cousin. Never had sex with a cousin.
I don't think you want to have sex with a cousin.
No, dude.
Why would you want to?
Family.
Man, the way you looking at your face make me think you look at your family members.
Okay, what is it? What is it? Third or fourth is bad? Which one is it?
All of them are bad.
Twice removed.
Okay,
Not
the
related.
only way it would happen is they have to be like 6th to 7th, and I can't know about it beforehand. Like if I
Like
do
Kevin
it,
Gates.
well, Kevin Gates is insane. But,
But he
but
also
if we
found
do
out
it,
he was not gonna
and then I
fix
find
it,
it later
so
on, I'll be
stop.
okay with it. But if it's like if I know before, I can't do it. If I
Yeah. You can't know before, sure.
So like Kevin Gates said, I've been fucking her for 6
it's not
months.
okay
You think I'm
anytime.
finna stop fucking her like that?
No.
I can't do it, man. That's gross.
That would be totally bad.
If I am with a young lady and I find out after we had sex that she is related to me, if we share a grandmother, look, bro, look, this is not going down no more. No, I don't even know you no more. Don't call me.
Don't call me.
Don't call
Not
me.
no. That's unnatural. That's not right.
Oh shit, Genesis. Remember on a New Edition movie? She said, when he said we could be like, when Ralph said we could be like Phil Collins in Genesis.
He said, "But we not Phil Collins."
He said, "You don't play no drums."
Y'all said that? Yeah.
But we not Phil Collins in Genesis. Why we can't be? You don't play no drums.
Can anybody name anybody else in Genesis except Phil Collins? I was listening to New Edition's one of their albums, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, no, it was Home Again.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, I'm thinking to myself, they could have told Ronnie and Mike no to rapping. Like, you don't need to rap on these songs. Like, you suck. Stop doing
They
it.
should have told Ronnie and Mike no a lot on rapping on a lot of them songs.
They were literally rapping on the first 6 songs on the album. I said, you just could have said no. It's okay. Nobody asked why Jay Boog wasn't singing lead vocals on B2K. Nobody said that.
B2K.
Sit your ass in the background.
Oh my God.
I bet you did.
B2K.
Nobody said, why is it, what's that dude, the weird guy from NSYNC that never singing front lead?
Joey Fatone?
No, the other one. Not Lance. It's not Joey, not Lance, the other one.
JC?
No, JC was a lead.
Yeah.
JC and Justin were leads. The other guy.
It's just the other one that no one remembers.
Exactly, with
his
the spiked hair.
Yeah, I know.
Him.
Joey Fatone.
No, that's not Joey Fatone.
I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna pull him up.
No, well, and not many people realize the fact that, number one, the Super Bowl stars that play at halftime do not get paid.
They don't get paid.
They don't get paid. They get a huge. They get a huge production budget.
That guy.
Yep, that guy.
He never sings.
Yeah.
Although when NSYNC first came out, I had said Lance Bass was gay, and then years later it came out that he was gay, and I was like, I told y'all. I don't know why y'all
You feel
was
special, don't you?
Told y'all.
I'm sorry, I just keep looking at his shirt and I'm just like Thundercats.
Thundercat.
Oh! I like Thundercats.
See, I'm that guy.
Huh? So y'all gonna see the Power Rangers movie?
Yep, I'm going to go.
Why?
I'm going to go.
Unfortunately,
see it.
Unfortunately, I have to.
What do you mean you have to?
Man, they made Rita ex Power Ranger.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck about that. Unfortunately, I have to go
Whatever.
because a young lady, a significant other of mine, she.
Oh my God, he's has a girlfriend. That's the first time I ever heard that. Let me take off.
We went to see Rogue One, and she didn't want to go see Rogue One, so in return, I have to either go see Transformers or Power Rangers, and I just feel like Power Rangers is the lesser of the.
Did she know you? Never mind.
That is the lesser of the two.
You know what?
Yeah, because Transformers is ruined.
Yeah.
What makes you think Power Rangers is going to be any good?
I just want to go see it because I like Power Rangers.
I did too when I was 6.
Whatever.
That shit's gonna suck.
Whatever.
I've been saying that since. Then I said it before it came out first. I've been saying shit's gonna suck for 2 years.
Somebody made like their own short Power Rangers.
Yeah, and it was good as shit.
Yeah.
And it was like they were all like murderers.
Yeah, that was good as shit.
Yeah, that was good. I watched
that one. It had Dawson's Creek in it.
Yeah.
What his name is.
Well, to me, shows like that, shows like what goes on at the Super Bowl, those are things that stick in our minds. Those are things that forever are indelible on us. I remember the Super Bowl show a few years ago that was Prince, probably one of the last actual live Super Bowl shows.
I forgot he did that. My mom
after Prince and after the Who.
The Who did it. And then the Rolling Stones and
after that, it's pretty much been synced since. It was synced beforehand, but it's even much more synced now.
You think it's because Janet Titty popped out?
No, I really don't. That was I think much more of a planned publicity stunt than anything else. But I think it's more just as what I do for a living. That's the only way that you can guarantee quality. And it came out a few years ago, like 3-4 years ago, whenever who was it? It was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. Whenever they came on, and it was one of those like, hey, wait a minute, none of their guitars are plugged into anything.
Right. Lip syncing with everything.
I think too. Then
they weren't plugged into a wireless. At least plug it into a wireless unit. Make it look like you're doing something.
I haven't won. What's the last rap artist to perform at the Super Bowl? Anybody know?
Damn.
Missy Elliott when Katy Perry brought out.
I would have to say
Probably.
that. I would have to say
Yeah.
I'm talking about full rap artists, not rap R&B.
That's a toughie.
I know who it is. You ready?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Nelly. Just Timberlake brought him out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
Oh,
As you said, not rap R&B.
All rap. You could try to put him in R&B, but bro, he's not R&B. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, goddamn a Jace. You know, fucking a Jace. He was all on rap.
That's almost opinion, almost, a little bit.
I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but
Yeah, a Jace. Yeah, that's why he's a Jace.
Yeah.
Maybe when on Country Grammar, yeah, he was all rap.
he's talking about shooting somebody in the face with a machine
Yeah.
gun.
Then later on down the line, yeah, he slowly started becoming new generation LL Cool J. And then just fell the fuck off.
Women like Nelly.
He started selling jeans, and then women, and yeah.
I
got
still
like
think
that,
the
like,
best
come on.
Super Bowl was 1992. I'm pretty sure. It was
Shit.
Michael Jackson.
I knew he was gonna say Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was
When
by
they
far
popped
one of
out at the
best
top,
Super
like the
Bowls.
fake Michael Jacksons. Boo, boo, boo,
First,
boo.
don't like Michael Jackson, son.
Whoa! What the fuck? I have never said I didn't like Michael
You
Jackson.
slander him.
I just said I think it was weird that that grown ass man was sleeping in bed with kids.
Oh, that it was.
That's not his.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Is that not
true.
weird?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, goddammit.
That's not weird to anybody
Nah.
else in the room.
Have you heard
I
Off
feel
the
it.
Wall
I
and
feel
Thriller? There's two great
Yes,
albums.
nigga. So what? That don't mean I ain't gonna think it ain't weird that he's a grown man sleeping
There's
in
no
bed
way a
with
man that
kids.
made those two albums would do some shit like that. That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel like
Everybody
that,
got a vice.
that Gaga falling down from the sky with those two things like bungee cords. It's like
I thought of Sting. I'm sorry. I watched a lot of wrestling growing up. I thought it was Sting with the makeup.
I mean, I like
With the
Gaga
rap
to a
the
certain
back.
point, but I thought it was badly like how they did it, like with
Yeah.
those two things dangling
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, that's kind of cheesy or
and then when
something.
she
or,
flipped, it was kind
Yeah.
of slow.
I was
and
Yeah,
sleeping
like
at that point. I
that.
was
I
drinking so
feel like
much
it
I
could
was
have been a
washing
lot
clothes.
better. I
drank so much
expected a
Hennessy,
lot
it was
more
ain't
from
funny.
her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Hennessy.
yeah, that's
Good
what I
shit about
did.
it.
I was like,
Look, she gets some nuts.
looking, and
Little
I was
bitch.
like,
He'll choke you.
I
Yeah,
expected something.
it's like poorly something.
Yeah.
Well, and it was you know, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people don't realize the fact that was definitely edited in post.
I think they were scared she was going to say something political.
They were
Probably.
definitely scared that she was going to say something political, but
When she showed up at
they
that
came
one
out. They
campaign
came
with
out
the-
like 2 weeks ago. The
Red Army.
Told her she shouldn't say
NFL.
nothing. Yeah.
No, the NFL came out and said we aren't going to censor anything. Like
Yeah, it's
whatever.
bullshit. I don't believe. Whenever Roger Goodell sitting there, I know because they got flagged last year when Beyonce did Formation, which wasn't even that bad. But they were like, "Oh, she's anti-police," and they was like, "Okay, they're not doing that shit no more."
Anti-police.
Yeah.
So,
Police need to start
Yeah.
helping the people.
I went to a church on Saturday.
Yeah, you did.
Is this Flo?
How'd that
No,
go?
it wasn't.
Went back with
Fuck no. There was no fucking flow with Tasha. Fuck no. It was a good service. It was.
Did I miss the joke?
No, I went to a church with
Yeah.
Tasha, and,
Yeah,
and the pastor had people randomly walk up to him, handing him money, and he would
Yeah.
say "flow," and they did it. It was
and rubbing
weird.
his fingers like, "Bring me the money."
It was
What?
weird. It was weird. Fresh in the car, drinking the whole time. It was weird. But
I'm going to that church. That's a cult.
it was weird as shit.
Now, are you telling me the pastor was rubbing his fingers?
Oh, he was.
That's what he said.
He was,
That's
he was
what he
talking,
was
and
saying.
people would walk up to him and hand him money in the middle of the sermon. He'd just say "flow" and then whatever. But I went to a church on
That's in
Sunday.
cash flow.
I went to church on Saturday,
That's
and
It's a cult.
That's
I was at church on-
fucking
it was-
crazy
it's
a cult.
and wrong.
it's not the same church. Not the same church. And this
Whoa.
church, it was great. It was a great church. It was just short. It was like hour. It was like an hour long.
What church was this?
Oh wow.
Church in San Antonio. They were renting a space.
But that's how long
Oh.
my church is.
What church you go to?
It's like Pleasant Valley. It's,
Heard of
it's
Pleasant
like
Valley.
it's like past airport.
I've heard of Pleasant Valley.
Well, my family.
I don't think
My
I've ever been
family
to church.
I know
started.
exactly where it probably.
I don't think I've
Wait.
ever been to church where it was an hour and a half
I
long.
think your sister was telling me about that.
Yeah.
Her husband's the minister there? Ex-husband?
He's not anymore.
I would hope not.
Next subject.
Ragged. But, yeah, I was, it was all right to go there. It was cool. I
But
liked
to
it.
rub your fingers for money, that's insane.
Yeah, he was saying flow. I was like,
Yeah.
what? As soon as I left that church, I got in the car and said, Fresh, you would not believe the shit I just saw. And Fresh
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I believe it. He kept drinking. He's like, no, I know.
then that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel like they abuse.
They abuse it. They do.
It ain't no. You think they do it?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
You're preaching money.
Yeah.
Why is the preacher driving a nice car? Why has he got a nice house? And why has he got?
You don't worry about that. I just gave you the word of God. Now give me $200 for your bill that you need, and I just God will bless you later. Yeah, I already know.
Don't question why.
well, and a lot of that does come from the roots of our quick fix society. It comes from the roots of our, wanting an immediate solution to an issue, wanting our immediate solution to a problem.
I always tell people too, be careful when it comes to religion and the word you're getting from and how it's interpreted, because remember that the people that wrote these religious texts didn't know where the sun went at night. So their interpretation of certain things might not be the same way as ours.
Exactly.
And they are.
Seen something that they couldn't explain. And
they were like, oh, the sun is gone, so there must be some mysterious entity we don't know about. So you got to be careful.
Well, and you absolutely have to be careful about that. You absolutely have to be cautious about everything that you hear in the world. And you have to be willing to question everything in the reality around you. So, with that in mind, thanks so much for tuning in. Keep tuning in. This is episode 90. Thanks so much for Confucius.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Dudes and Beer Podcast. To listen to our audio streams and chat with us live, download the official Dudes and Beer app for both Android and iDevices, available on the Google Play and iTunes markets. For more episodes, content, and information, visit us online at dudesandbeer.com. You can also find our episodes on Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast service. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, drink responsibly.